Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. I'm Wally Harmon here in Jarrell, Texas, Cougar Stadium, as we prepare to welcome the Jarrell Cougars onto the field for tonight's first district game of the year against the Lago Vista Vikings. Lago Vista already out on the field. They're wearing their all whites tonight with the blue and gold trim white helmets on the far sideline of the field. Jarrell in the inflated helmet on the north end of the field. And the Jarrell Cougar Band doing another fine job with tonight's national anthem here in Jarrell, Texas for the district opener in District 10, 3A Division 1. The Jarrell Cougars are the home team, so they get a chance to start the district play off at home and try to take advantage of that opportunity, get the home win before they have to go on the road next week in Troy against the Troy Trojans. Jarrell last year beat Lago Vista 31-15 at Lago Vista. Talking to a couple of coaches here before the ball game, a late turnover from Lago later in that ball game. Jarrell took advantage of that and kind of put the nail in the coffin to get the win on the road. And so Jarrell looks to go back-to-back here against the Vikings. As the Vikings set up to kick off from the north end of the field, going left to right. Your Cougars will be going right to left here in the first period. The 40-yard line has the ball teed up. The kicker for Lago Vista, number 99. That'll be Bryce Erickson. He'll be kicking off back deep at the 15-yard line for your Cougars. It appears to be Schomburger and Warren. Here comes the kick. It's going to be a little pooch kick to the up man at the 30-yard line. Fair catch taken there at the 31. So Jarrell will start with good field position, their own 31-yard line to start the ball game. Aaron Rodriguez is your starting quarterback for your Jarrell Cougars. So far on the year, 33 of 59 passing, 56% completion rate for 629 yards, 1 interception, and 7 touchdowns. He's thrown for the long, a 94-yard pass completion to Crathers in that ball game against Florence here at home. Rodriguez will start out in control for your Cougars. He's going to have a 3-back set. He'll be in shotgun. He's got two running backs, one to his left, one to his right. Warren deep behind him. He'll turn and hand the ball quickly. It looks like it's the 29 in. He gets thrown down for a loss back to the 25-yard line. One guy spotted at the 27, 28. Now one back to the 27. Here we go. It'll be a loss of 4 back to the 27. That play went nowhere. Sniffed out quickly by the Viking defensive line. Now we'll go out of that. Aaron Rodriguez in the shotgun. Off to his right is set Warren. Compton to his left. 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Rodriguez calls for the snap. A little jump on the line. We'll see a flag from the sideline. Pretty play here. Rodriguez keeps it around the right side for a gain of 1. But that play will be blown dead as the Cougars will get an offsides on the defense. So the Cougars will get 5 yards back after the initial loss. That'll take them back up. It was a loss of 10 on that one. I apologize. They were back to the 21. They're going to be marked down at the 27-yard line now. And it'll be 2nd down and 13 from the 27. 2 running backs offset on Rodriguez. He'll hand it up to Warren. Right up the middle between the hash marks. Past the 30. Spins and takes off of a hit. Up to the 33. Make it the 34. Nice run by Warren there. It gets up to the 34-yard line, and that'll make it a manageable 3rd down now. Up to the 34. It'll be 3rd down and 6 now for your Cougars. Warren with a nice run there. And here we go, 3rd and 6 from the 34-yard line. Rodriguez, he takes a shotgun, curls out to the left, throws it on the run to Schomburger on the 42-yard line, and he's run out of bounds at the 44. Enough for a Jarrell Cougar first down and a way to come back from a quick loss on the first play. Nice pass from Heron Rodriguez, takes the snap, rolls out to his left on the old bootleg. Schomburger wide open on the sideline and takes it for a nice gain. That'll be a Jarrell Cougar first down. 44-yard line now. It's going to be a first down. Rodriguez hands it off to Compton. He goes to the right to the hash marks, and he's going to be taken down after a gain of 1. Back to the 35-yard or 45-yard line now. I've got to get those numbers straight in my head. I apologize. It'll be 2nd and 9 now from the 45-yard line of Jarrell. A 1-yard run by Compton there. The Cougars going to a new look here tonight. Now they're going to come out of it. It's going to be Rodriguez in the shotgun. Warren off to his right. We'll have 3 receivers left now, 1 right. Rodriguez will take the shotgun snap, a 3-4 step drop. He looks, now he's going to bootleg, run around the left side. He's going to scramble, try to get away, up to the 45, 48, about a 50-yard line. Let's see where they spot him, right at the midfield stripe. So a nice 6-yard gain there by Rodriguez on the scramble. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 4 for your Cougars at the midfield stripe. Nice little run there by Heron Rodriguez. Drop back looking for the pass, no one open. Nice coverage on the defensive backfield by the Vikings. And that allowed Rodriguez to get around the left side for the 6-yard gain. 3rd down and 4 from midfield. Rodriguez takes the snap, sticks it in. Now pulls it back out from Rodriguez, passes it to the right side. Into the hands of Crathers. He breaks the tackle at the 35, down to the 33, 32. And taken down at the 31. A nice first down pass now. That's going to bring up another first down for your Cougars. What a job there. Rodriguez sticks it in Warren's stomach, pulls it out, and finds Crathers wide open on the right hash. And he runs it down to the 31-yard line of Lago Vista for another first down. Now Rodriguez takes a snap, hands it to Warren. He comes around the left side, outside the hash marks, breaks a tackle. Now another one, 10-5. Touchdown, Jarrell Cougars. And Warren gets on the board early for your Cougars. That'll be a 6-0 lead as Warren takes it all the way for a 31-yard touchdown run. What a great job there. Took it up the middle, cut to the left numbers, breaks it out towards the near side numbers, and breaks 2 tackles. And no one's catching him once he gets into wide open spaces. And he does a great job there. Warren with a 31-yard touchdown run. And we'll see here. Then the awkward extra point set. Now they'll set it back up. Jesus Perez will come to the middle of the field at the 10-yard line. It's set for the extra point attempt in the hold of Edgar. Perez, extra point attempt is up through the field goal uprights for point number 7. And quickly with 9:21 left in the first quarter, your Jarrell Cougars don't waste any time. They jump on the Vikings 7-0. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back with more of Georgetown Jewelry first quarter here on SHN Sports. Back here at Jarrell, Texas at Cougar Stadium, where the Jarrell Cougars have jumped out to a 7-0 lead on the Lago Vista Vikings here in the home opener of district play in 3A Division I District 10. Jesus Perez will set back for the kickoff now, and he's going to give it a boot, and it's nice and deep. It'll be in and out of the end zone for a touchback. A nice job by Jesus Perez there. Great leg. He loves coming out of the south end, kicking it. He uses the wind to his advantage and gets a nice boot on it. And that's where Lago Vista will take over now at their own 25-yard line with 9:21 left in the first quarter. 7-0. The the Vikings get the ball for the first time and find themselves trailing already here in the ball game. Nice 8-play drive for the Jarrell Cougars there to cap it off with a 31-yard touchdown run by Derek Warren. And a 7-0 lead. Lago Vista in the shotgun. The quarterback, Buck Pounds, he'll take it, hand it off to the back right behind him. He gets forward to about the 27-yard line. A gain of 2 for the Vikings. Number 1 on the carry, Lane Powers, gets a 2-yard gain up to the 27-yard line. And that'll bring up 2nd and 8 now for the Vikings. Pounds the quarterback, a big running back, quarterback, likes to run the ball a lot like Riesel did. He's got a running back behind him. He'll take it, pull it out on the read option, and he takes it up the middle all the way to the 35. Breaks a couple of tackles, getting to a pile there as Pounds runs the ball for a gain of 8 and a first down for Lago Vista. They'll set back at the 35-yard line now, 1st and 10. Got 2 receivers right. Make it 3 receivers right now. 1 receiver left for the Vikings. Lane Powers, the running back behind Pounds, the quarterback, in shotgun. He steps back. He looks up the field. He's getting some pressure. Everyone covered. Now he's going to scramble off to the left to the hash marks. Breaks it out to the hash marks, the midfield. 40, 35, 30. Cuts back. Loses a guy. Breaks a tackle. Now down to the 25, 20, 15-yard line. And all the way down. Buck Pounds runs it all the way to the 12-yard line of Jarrell. Talking to the coach before the game, if Pounds breaks free, he's going to be hard to catch. And, man, he showed it there, that elusive speed as he broke out of the pack. Downfield coverage was great for your Cougars, but unfortunately, Pounds just gets away. Nice run there all the way down to the Jarrell 12. And a first down for the Vikings. Now running back to his left. Number 5 comes in motion. He'll hand it off around the left end to the numbers, out to the sideline, runs, breaks through a tackle, over one tackler into the end zone. The Vikings quickly respond on a 4-play drive. And number 5, Sam Hurley, senior running back, took the handoff as he came in motion across the left outside the hash marks to the numbers, breaks a couple of tackles and takes it in for the touchdown. A 12-yard run there by Mr. Hurley. And the field goal now, number 99. Mr. Erickson tries the extra point. It's up and through. And we got a tie ball game. 8 minutes, 11 seconds on the clock. And we got a 7-7 ball game. So both defenses have given a little bit here to start the ball game. And both offenses have taken advantage as they even the score here. We'll take a quick break. Come back in the Georgetown Jewelry first quarter here on SHN Sports in just a minute. Welcome back to Jarrell, Texas, and Jarrell Cougar football here on SHN Sports. Quick shout out to some of our sponsors: Papa John's Pizza of Jarrell, off I-35, Georgetown Jewelry, YourPersonalMD.net, Our Bank of Jarrell, and Eagle Auto Parts of Jarrell, all saying go Cougars. We come back here, 8-11 in the first quarter remaining, a 7-7 score on the board. The Cougars score on their first possession, an 8-play drive, and a 31-yard touchdown run by Derek Warren. Matched quickly on a 4-play drive by the Vikings to even it up. Fair catch on the kickoff to the right side, to the numbers, the near side here. And a fair catch call by the Cougars at the 35-yard line. And that's where the Cougars will come set here on their second possession of the ballgame. 8 minutes, 11 seconds left here in the first half. Jarrell improves their field position by 4 yards to start the second drive. They'll huddle up here on the near side with Coach Davidson and get the play call as they go out onto the field. Jarrell south to north on your radio dial, right to left here in the first quarter. Aaron Rodriguez, a quarterback in the shotgun. Derek Warren offset to his right side. 3 receivers right. Schomburger, the lone receiver, to the left on the near side. Rodriguez takes the ball, scrambles over to the right side. Pass caught and driven out of bounds there at the 40-yard line. Nice gain of 5 yards on the far side. Trying to see who caught that. I believe it's number 11, Weston Miller, on the catch. Or Persley, number 10. Christopher Persley makes the catch. That's a gain of 5 there. Up to the 40-yard line. Rodriguez, a nice completion there. Now he's got 2 running backs off to his left. He'll hand it into Compton. Compton outside the right hash marks. He breaks free, 50, 45, 40, and taken down there. Compton, a burst of speed out of the backfield. He went from the left side of Rodriguez, takes the handoff across the right side, gets out to the hashes, in between the hashes and the far numbers, and doesn't get caught until he gets a nice gain down to the 40-yard line of Lago Vista. A nice 20-yard run there by Compton. That'll bring up another 1st and 10 from the Lago Vista 40. Rodriguez with the snap. He'll step back 4 or 5 yards. He looks and looks and looks. Plenty of time. A zone defense there played by Lago Vista, and Rodriguez just cannot get away. He saddled himself to the right side on the far numbers, and that's where he'll be hauled down for the sack. Looks like number 56 for your Lago Vista Vikings. Chris Pearson with the sack. That'll be a loss of 12 yards. To the Jarrell 48-yard line. And Rodriguez will start now. 2nd and 21, 22. He'll hand up to Derek Warren across the left side. Warren is hit. That's a late hit. All the flags come in. He got taken out quickly. Back for a loss at the 45, but unfortunately hits the ground. Unfortunately for the Cougars, all of a sudden a defensive back comes up and jumps on Warren for a late hit, and that's going to be costly for the Vikings. That's going to give Jarrell the break they need. They had lost all the way back 21 yards. It was 1st and 21, or 2nd and 21, and had another 4-yard loss going, and they're going to get an automatic 1st down here on the late hit. Unnecessary roughness, and it is a dead ball, personal foul. Unnecessary roughness on the Vikings. That's going to give them an automatic 1st down. A great break for the Jarrell Cougars as they start over now. 1st and 10 back at the 40-yard line of Lago Vista. 1st and 10, Rodriguez, he'll stick it in the belly of Warren. Warren up the middle to the left side hashes, and he gets into a pile about the 40-39. He keeps driving, and now he'll be whistled down. It looks like about the 37-yard line. Make it the 38-yard line of Lago Vista. That's going to bring up 2nd and 8 now. For the Cougars, 2 running backs in the backfield with Rodriguez. Compton to the left, Warren to the right. 2 receivers right, Schomburger, the lone receiver, to the left. Another jump on the defensive line. Rodriguez is going to fake the handoff, keep it, and up the middle past the 30, down to the 28, 27, and now written down at the 26-yard line. And another 1st down for the Jarrell Cougars. Heron Rodriguez with a great play call there. He pulled it out of the stomach of Compton and kept it. And a nice run there. Gets him all the way down to the 26-yard line of Lago Vista, and another 1st down. Now Warren set left to Rodriguez. He's going to throw it up to Schomburger in the end zone. The ball's up. Oh, battle for the ball. Schomburger battled it. The defensive back battles it, and the ball hits the ground incomplete. A nice play there by Rodriguez. A nice ball, but just a little bit underthrown for Schomburger. He made a good play to come back, but he can't haul it in. The defensive back knocks it away, and it'll be incomplete. And that's all for naught. Penalty on the play. Looks like it's going to be holding on the Cougars, and that'll bring them back to the 41-yard line in Lago Vista. It's going to be now 1st and 20 as they lose 10 yards on the penalty. 2nd and 20. 1st and 20. Rodriguez takes a snap. Fakes the handoff to Warren. Now he's going to go to the right side. He's trying to throw it downfield. He throws it up. Battle for it, but incomplete. He kind of threw it up into double coverage. And a good job there by the receiver to knock the ball down for the incompletion and not an interception. And then that'll bring up a long 2nd and 20 now for the Cougars. And I apologize, they're at the 36, not the 41. So we have a 36-yard line of Lago Vista here. Rodriguez back in the shotgun. Warren offset to his right. 3 receivers right. He's take the snap. He's going to bootleg to the right, being chased down. He's going to throw on the run down the field, and he gets rid of it as he takes a shot from number 5, Lane Parsons. I believe it is Sam Hurley. Hurley puts a hit on Rodriguez, but he got rid of the ball for the incompletion. But he took a big hit there by Hurley. And that'll bring up 3rd and 20 now for the Cougars from the 36-yard line of Lago Vista. 5 minutes, 33 seconds left here in the first half. It's still a 7-7 ball game. Jarrell just with their second possession of the ball game so far. The first one was an 8-play drive with a 31-yard touchdown run by Warren to get their scoring on the go. Now we got a screen out to the left side. Schomburger with the catch, breaks 2 tackles, and now he'll get a gain of about 5 yards here. Make it 4. They're going to mark him down at the 32-yard line of Lago Vista. So that's going to bring up 4th and 16 now. Fourth and 16. It looks like they're going to go for it since they're on the 32-yard line of Lago Vista. 3 receivers to the right. Schomburger, the lone receiver, to the left here on the near side numbers. Rodriguez and Warren to the backfield. Rodriguez can take it. He's going to drop back 7 or 8 yards. Now he's on the run to the left, wide open. Now he's going to throw it on the run. He's got a receiver open. Touchdown! Jarrell Cougars! What a play by Rodriguez. He escapes the pressure, throws it on the run. A touchdown caught in the end zone. And another penalty flag thrown by the white-hatted referee. He is heaving them like there's no tomorrow. That's his 3rd time to pull it out and toss it on the play. And it's going to be on Jarrell, so wave off the touchdown. That's going to be a big penalty there. Another 10-yard penalty on the Cougars. Not sure what the call was. He signaled it while everyone was cheering for the touchdown by himself to the score box. We didn't get it, so it's going to be now 4th and 26 for the Cougars, and that'll bring up a punt. Unfortunately there. What a great play by Rodriguez. And I believe he hit Crathers there on the deep cross. Crathers just kept going, didn't give up on Rodriguez, and ran it down to the end zone. But all for naught now as the Cougars get brought back to the 42-yard line of Lago Vista. And that's where they'll punt. 4 minutes, 48 seconds left here in the first quarter. And another whistle by the referee. He tosses another hanky on the field. Number 4 for him tonight. He's just hanging them all over. It'll be a delay of game on the Cougars. That doesn't seem right, as the Cougars didn't have really much time to get set back. Now they're going to reset finally the play clock to 25 seconds. All that time they were coming back and being set up for the ball, they ran the play clock. No wonder we got the penalty there. Now the punt from Compton. He'll drop it at the 2. But it takes a Viking bounce into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Bring the ball out to the 20-yard line for the Vikings with 4:40 left in the first quarter. A lot of penalties there, costly for your Cougars, but nonetheless, they get the field position battle here, put the Lago Vista back at their own 20, and the Cougars will go back on defense. And so the first punt of the ball game for either team by Compton. And it goes for a touchback. So your Cougars back on defense as the Vikings come out with 4:40 left. Going to be a quick pass out to the right side for a gain of about 6 yards. To number 6, Noah Yetley, the junior receiver, for a gain of 6 there on the pass from Pounds. Now they're going to move it up to the 27-yard line. So a 7-yard gain there for Yetley, I apologize. Now the snap back to Pounds. He hands it off to the running back, number 1, Powers. Powers out to the right side hash marks, cuts it back to the middle of the field and goes up the middle for a gain of about 5 yards. Up to the 36-yard line. Going to be a gain of about 9. On that for another first down now for the Vikings. They quickly set back. 2 receivers right, 1 left. 2 running backs on either side of the quarterback. He'll hand off to the right side back. He cuts to the left, outside the numbers. Inside now, he's going to break free. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. They're not going to catch him. Number 20, Logan Parsons, a sophomore, breaks it for a long touchdown run for the Vikings. They love to run, and they go fast. And what a play there as Pounds hands the ball off to Parsons. Parsons hits outside the hash marks on the far side, in between the hashes and the numbers. And he turned on the turbo jets for a nice 64-yard touchdown run for the Vikings. They'll take the lead now, 13-7. The extra point coming into play here as the kick is up and through the uprights. And good for the Vikings. Now the Vikings take a lead 14-7 with 3:39 left here in the first quarter. The defense is going to have to change some things up there as this running game for Lago Vista, very powerful. They came into the ball game. Buck Pounds has run for 314 yards. Logan Parsons has run for 298. Lane Powers for 292. But then Pounds has only passed for 218 yards. And so a lot of running here by the Vikings, and they have opened it up quickly here as Parsons takes it all the way in for a 64-yard touchdown run and giving the Vikings the lead. Extra point makes it 14-7. Vikings lead the Cougars. So Jarrell will get back on the kick return now. 3:39 left here in the first quarter. Jarrell will take over for their third possession here after the kickoff. Bryce Erickson, the kicker, tees it up at the 40-yard line. The last two kickoffs, he's pooched one to the left, fielded about the 31-yard line on a fair catch, and the second about the 35 on the near side on a fair catch. And so not much kicking going deep here by Lago Vista, keeping it out of the hands of Schomburger and Warren. Erickson now tees it up, and now he goes straight now to the far side hash marks. Fair catch made at the 28-yard line by Compton, and that's where your Cougars will take over the ball. 1st and 10 on their own 28-yard line with 3:39 left in the first quarter. Got to change the momentum here as Lago Vista came out and made a quick 3-play drive. A 7-yard pass from Pounds to Yetley. And then a nice 9-yard run by Powers, and then a 64-yard touchdown run by Logan Parsons to put the Vikings up in the ball game. 14-7, 3:39 left in the first half here at Jarrell, Texas, Cougar Stadium. 3 receivers left now for the Cougars. Rodriguez in the backfield takes the snap. Warren stays put in the backfield, blocking for him. Rodriguez is going to have to scramble. He cuts up the middle to the far side numbers now to the 30. Cuts back, breaks a tackle up to the 33, make it the 34. So a nice little 6-yard run there for Rodriguez. It'll bring up a short 2nd and 4 at the 34-yard line of Jarrell. Nice run by Rodriguez. Saw the coverage downfield. Tucks it in and runs. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Now he'll hand off. He pulls back out. Now he'll hit Compton on the screen. Out to the left to the 39-40 where he's drugged down there after a nice battle with number 4, Grant Arrieta for the Vikings. But only after another first down at the 40-yard line for the Jarrell Cougars. A nice little pass there to Compton. Compton had a great second half last week in the homecoming win. 3 touchdowns, 2 running and 1 on an interception pick 6. Rodriguez takes a snap, hands it off to Warren across the right side, up to the hash marks, and he breaks free. Now gets hit up across the 50, the 48, 40, 49, 48. Now he's drugged down. It's a walking spot here. It looks like it's going to be at the 47-yard line of Lago Vista, and another first down for your Jarrell Cougars. Nice run there by Warren. Warren is quick to hit that hole once he takes the ball from Rodriguez. 2 receivers left, 1 right for the Cougars. Warren offset to the left of Rodriguez. Compton to the right. Shotgun snap back to Rodriguez. He'll fake the handoff to Compton. He'll keep it himself outside the far hash marks, and he tries to jump a tackle. He made a great tackle there. Bring him down at the 39-yard line. A nice little 8-yard gain there for Rodriguez on the keeper. Both teams sticking to the same type of offense here. Never know what they're going to do. The quarterback has all kinds of ability to either keep it and run, hand it off to 1 or 2 of the running backs, a pass, a screen. Lots of talent at the quarterback position tonight between Buck Pounds and Heron Rodriguez. 3 receivers left for the Cougars. Warren, he's going to take the ball on the handoff, cuts it back outside of the nearest hash marks. He's going to cut outside the numbers to the sideline. 30, 25, 20, cuts back, takes a hit, stays on his feet all the way down to the 15, written down at the 14-yard line, and Warren took a shot there but stayed on his feet. And the walking spot now as the linesman catches up. He's going to mark him down at the 15-yard line. What a nice run there for Warren. A nice 24-yard run. And he gets another first down for your Jarrell Cougars. Sixth play of the drive here. One receiver left, three right. Rodriguez takes a snap, roll out to the right. Pass over to the right flat. The receiver catches the ball on a knee, and a late hit comes in. They don't call it. Vikings like to hit late, but no penalty called there. But a great job of the receiver going down. Looked like Compton there. Building that down at the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 for the Cougars. 2nd and 5, 1 minute on the clock left here in the first half. Warren offset to the right of Heron Rodriguez in the shotgun. One receiver right, 3 left here for the Cougars. Sticks it in the belly of Warren. He's hit quickly for a loss of 5. A great read by can't get his number. He turned quickly as he celebrated. Nice tackle there. Warren had no opportunity, and that'll be a loss of 5 back to the 15-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 now for the Cougars. They'll settle back in now. Heron Rodriguez turns and gets the play call. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right for the Cougars. Warren offset to the right of Rodriguez in the backfield. Rodriguez in the shotgun. Getting his calls. He'll take the shotgun snap, backs up 3 or 4 yards, and now he's going to have to scramble, and he's going to be drugged down at the 20-yard line. Sacked for a loss of 5 as the coverage downfield stops the Cougars, and that'll be another 5-yard loss on the sack, and that'll bring up 4th and 15 now. And it looks like Jesus Perez will come in for the field goal try for the Cougars. It's a rough couple of plays there for the Cougars, and that'll bring the end of the first period. Clock runs down. 14-7 at the end of the first quarter. Lago Vista ends. Now, correction. It's going to be a timeout called with 1 second left on the clock in the first half. They're saying Jarrell called a timeout, Coach Davidson. And so the Cougars will have the ball, and they'll go for a 37-yard field goal here as Jesus Perez will tee it up, spotted about the 27-yard line on the far side hash mark. Is the spot. Edgar will be the holder. So the Cougars will try to get 3 back here and bring it to a 4-point deficit. Currently we sit with 1 second left on the clock here in the Georgetown Jewelry first quarter here on SHN Sports. Bringing you Jarrell Cougar football. Edgar now, perhaps with Perez. Perez offsets, takes a steps back, gets prepared, and signals to Edgar. Snap back. The hold is down. Perez with a nice boot up and through the uprights, and the field goal is good. And that's how we'll end the first quarter on a 3-point field goal by Jesus Perez. The 37-yard field goal is good. 14-10, Lago Vista leads Jarrell. We'll take a quick break. Be back with the Rob Hip Insurance second quarter here on SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football as we go to start the second quarter. 14-10, Lago Vista leads your Jarrell Cougars. Jesus Perez kicks it off. It's going to be a short pooch kick, fielded at the 29-yard line. Number 10 for Lago Vista, Trey Sweet, catches it on a knee, and that's where the Vikings will begin. They're going to give him the 30-yard line. So the Vikings will go back to work now at their own 30. So far, they've had 2 drives and 2 touchdowns. A 4-play touchdown drive capped off by a 12-yard run by Sam Hurley, and then a 3-yard three-play, 80-yard drive capped off by a 64-yard run by Logan Parsons has got the 14 points for the Vikings. Back in the shotgun snap is Pounds. He's going to hand it off to number 1. He cuts up the middle now to across the 35 to the 40. That'll be a 10-yard gain there. As the Vikings get a 10-yard gain and another first down. Lane Powers with the run. Quick handoff there from Pounds to Powers, and he motors up the middle for a 10-yard gain and another first down. Now we'll put it in the belly of number 20, Parsons. Parsons around the left side outside the hash marks. Gets bottled up, breaks back into a pile at about the 45. Now make it to 46. He's taken down there by 3 or 4 Cougars. And that'll bring up 2nd and 4 now for the Vikings at their own 46-yard line. A nice 6-yard run there by Parsons. Parsons and Powers, the running backs, on the offset of Pounds. So we got Powers, Pounds, and Parsons in the backfield for the Vikings. 2 receivers left, 1 right for the Vikings. Pounds takes the shotgun snap. He's going to fake, turn around now. He's going to throw on the run. Deep shot down the field, and it's overthrown. A nice battle there between Hurley and one of the Cougar defensive backs. Can't get his number, but Pounds overthrows for the incomplete pass, but another flag on the field. The referee is signaling these penalties before you can even look back to get his call. So we'll see what the call is here if he gives it again to the press box. He's going to turn around and talk to the coaches from Lago Vista. So no idea what the call is, but they're backing up the Vikings back to their 41-yard line. Illegal man downfield. One of the linemen got outside the area, and so it'll be a 5-yard penalty. It'll bring up 2nd and 9 here as they go back to their 41-yard line. Pounds, Parsons, and Powers in the backfield. He's going to stick it in the belly of Parsons right up the middle. He cuts it back to the left side hash marks, and the race is on past the 40, 35, down to the 30. Is Parsons. Man, he hits that hole, and he is quick. Finally chased down by number 14, Brady Gola. But only after a big run on a long first down. 2nd down, and that's going to bring the ball down to the 29 of Jarrell. Pounds is going to take it now. He's going to roll out to the right from the hash marks. Makes a throw on the run. Nice hit by the Cougar defensive back. Breaks up the pass. A nice incompletion there caused by timely defense. The cornerback closes in, makes the hit right when the ball arrives. And the pass ball's incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 now from the Jarrell 29-yard line. The Vikings trying to drive again and take more time off the clock and put more points on the board as Pounds now is in the shotgun. Parsons lined up directly behind him. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Pounds to the left side, outside the numbers. He's bottled up. Now he cuts back and drives down to the 21, 20, 19. Let's see where the walking spot comes down to. Looks like it's going to be about the 18-yard line. See where they spot him. Make it the 19. So it looks like he's going to be 1 yard short. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. At the Jarrell 19-yard line, Pounds did a great job there of running with Parsons kind of mirroring him. Pounds cuts it up and gets a nice 9-yard gain. 3rd and 1 for the Vikings. Same formation. Pounds takes it now, puts it in the belly of Parsons. Off to the right side, breaks through the hash marks, up the middle for a touchdown, untouched. And another touchdown run for Parsons. Logan Parsons not even touched on that one. What a nice job by Logan Parsons as he cuts up from the left hash mark, breaks it to the middle, splits the defense, and takes it to the house for the Vikings. 20-10 now on the scoreboard with 9:50 left. And Erickson comes on to try the extra point for the Vikings, looking to make it an 11-point lead. Snap back and hold is down. The kick is up. And the extra point is good, and that makes it 21-10. The Vikings lead on another 19-yard touchdown run by Logan Parsons. And the run offense of Lago Vista is on point right now. They are Jarrell's having a hard time stopping it. Changes will have to be made as they are really, I think we've only attempted 4 or 5 passes. Make it 3 passes so far for Lago Vista, and only 2 of them have been completed. And they lead the ball game. 9:50 left here in the second quarter. Rob Hip Insurance brings the second quarter of Jarrell Cougar football to you tonight here on SHN Sports. Along with our other sponsors, Georgetown Jewelry, proud supporter of Jarrell Cougar football. For all your jewelry needs, including weddings, visit Georgetown Jewelry online at georgetownjewelry.com or in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown. Also brought to you in part by Papa John's Pizza of Jarrell, located on I-35 in Jarrell, Texas. And they say, go Cougars. 21-10, 9:50 left here in the first half. Lago Vista set to kick off now. They're going south to north, right to left on your radio dial. The Cougars back at the north end. Schomburger and Warren deep at the 10-yard line. Erickson drops back 10 yards now. He'll approach for the kickoff, gets the signal, and the first kick to go deep. It'll be fielded at the 15-yard line. Warren comes back across, being pursued. He cuts it back up to the middle, back to the 15. Now cut back to the far side, outside the 20 to the 21, make it the 22. And the far side line judge will spot him now at the 23-yard line. So all of that for about 8-yard gain. It looked like they were going to do the old handoff play and go back the other way with Schomburger, but Warren kept it, cut back to the far side, and got taken down about the 23 now is where they're going to set it. So Jarrell starts with 9:40 left in the first half at their own 23-yard line. Aaron Rodriguez back in the shotgun. Warren off to his right side. 3 receivers right for the Cougar here on the near side. 1 receiver, Schomburg on the far left side. Crathers goes in motion. Now he'll cut back, and the ball is handed by Rodriguez into Crathers' belly. He'll cut it to the outside the numbers to the 29, 30, 31, 32, and driven out of bounds. Another late hit, and no flags coming out. How many times are these Vikings going to get away with a late hit out of bounds, jumping on a player on the ground, and they're not going to call it? We've only gotten one. It's about the 4th or 5th time. It's kind of crazy. It's going to take someone getting hurt before these flags come out and things get changed up here. Not one to harp on the refs, but, man, they are letting these players take some late hits. A nice 9-yard gain by Crathers there. Brings the ball up to the 32-yard line. Handoff now to Warren up the middle. He stops, breaks back to the left side, drives up the middle, and it looks like he gets a 1-yard gain for a first down out at the 33-yard line of Jarrell. They're going to give him the first down. Nice job by Warren there just to get the first down. Up to the 32, so I apologize. Make it the 34. So a nice yard run there by Warren to get the first down. So the Cougars get another first down at their 34-yard line. Make it the 33 now. They spot it back. Warren takes a screen pass out to the left side, taken out quickly there. It looks like he's going to have a loss of 1. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. Oh, they'll give him the spot at the 33. So the pass goes for no gain. Quick screen there from Rodriguez to Warren out of the backfield, and he gets taken down immediately. So 2nd and 10 now. 8:30 left here in the first half. 3 receivers right, 1 left for the Cougars at their own 33-yard line. 2nd and 10, handoff to Warren. He'll come out the right side or the far side hashes, near side hashes, and he gets tripped up there by Sam Hurley. But it get about a 1-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 now at the 34-yard line of Jarrell. Not much happening here on these sweeping runs. A lot of their activity early in the game in the first quarter where it breaks right up the middle. So we'll see what they change up here. Schomburger split left, lone wide receiver to the far side of the field. 3 receivers to the right for the Cougars. Warren off to the right of Aaron Rodriguez in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He drops back 5 or 6 yards. Here comes the pressure. He tries to scramble, and he's going to get blasted about the 32-yard line. And it'll be another sack for the Lago Vista Vikings. Aaron Rodriguez not getting much time. The defensive line of Lago Vista is getting pressure all over Rodriguez every time he tries to get back for a pass. And he'll be sacked there for a 2-yard loss back to the 32-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down now for the Cougars. They're going to have to punt. Compton back to punt. Takes the snap. He'll get the punt off. Nice little floating punt over the 45 to the 41. And that's where it'll be fielded and dead. Killed for the Cougars at the 41. They're going to spot him at the 40. And so that's where Lago Vista will take back over now with 7 minutes, 10 seconds left in the first half. They'll have the ball at their own 40-yard line. Second punt of the night for the Cougars. Vikings come back out with the ball now, an 11-point lead. 21-10, the Vikings lead your Cougars here in tonight's first district ball game of the season for District 10, 3A Division 1. Cougars came in and have not let up. The Vikings have not let up on your Cougars. And now Pounds will take the snap in the shotgun. Two receivers right, one left. He'll put the handoff in the middle of Parsons' belly. Parsons will come out to the left side. He's taken down. And for a 1-yard loss, a great pursuit there by Guerra. Let me make sure I got, Guerra with a nice tackle. Charles Guerra made a great pursuit there. Brought down Parsons. I don't think I've seen him go down before a 5 to 10-yard gain every time. But we'll take it there as a nice 1-yard loss for the Vikings. That'll bring up second 11 from their own 39-yard line. Two receivers left, one receiver right. Pounds in the shotgun, Parsons behind him. He'll take the shotgun snap. Now they go out on motion. Pounds cuts it right back up the middle. Shakes a couple of tacklers, gets past the 45 to the 50, now the 48, 47. And he dives down about the 46-yard line. That'll be enough for another first down for the Vikings, all the way down to the Jarrell 46. Pounds makes a good decision there to cut it quickly. It looked like they were going to go on the far side option. He cuts back up the middle of the field and gets it for a nice gain. First and 10 now. Same setup. Parsons takes the handoff. He'll cut back to the far side hash marks. He dances around, and now he gets taken down after about a 5-yard gain down to the 41-yard line. And Parsons back to himself, going forward and not backwards. Dances a couple of side steps there, gets a 5-yard gain, brings up second and 5 now for the Vikings. 5 minutes, 55 seconds left here in the first half. The Vikings leading the ball game 21-10 over your Cougars. The defense has got to step it up here and get a stop against these Vikings. Now we got Parsons to the left side of Pounds in the shotgun snap. Shotgun. Now he's going to roll to the left. Pounds is going to throw, and a great job there. It looks like 14, bringing it back up. Brady Gola with a nice defensive play as he doesn't let the receiver hold on to the ball. He knocks it out of his hands. Incomplete pass, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 5 now for the Vikings. So a big opportunity here for the Vikings to stop the Cougars to hold the Vikings. A big play here at 3rd and 5 from their own 41. Pounds is back. Quick pass out to the right side in the flat. He's wide open. And he gets up to about the 32-yard line where he steps out of bounds, and it'll be another first down for the Vikings. Nice play call there. Pounds took about 2 steps to his right and hits the wide receiver wide open for another first down to the 32-yard line. A 9-yard gain there on the pass play by Pounds. And another first down. First and 10 from the 32 of Jarrell. Pounds back in the shotgun with Parsons behind him. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Now one will move into motion on the left. You have 3 receivers to the left. Pounds will take the handoff. Hands it to Parsons, and he's right up the middle. Breaks a couple of tackles, ridden down past the 10, or the 20, down to the 15-yard line. And here comes our white-hatted referee with a penalty flag, number 5 of the night. And thankfully on this one, it's a hold on the Vikings. And that'll negate the run by Parsons, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10 now, all the way back to the 42 of Jarrell. So a nice break there for the Cougars. Try to get a little bit of momentum. We got a Cougar limping off here. It looks like it may be Jasper Compton. That would not be a good loss for the Cougars. Looks like he's limping pretty hard. He gets off the field, but he does seem to be in a bunch of pain. 5 minutes, 26 seconds left here in the first half. The Vikings backed up to their own to the Jarrell 42-yard line. A loss of 10 there on the flag. First and 20 now. The Vikings take the ball. And now we'll have 2 receivers left, 2 right. Pounds in the shotgun. He hands it to Parsons right up the middle. He's hit quickly but gets away from the tackler. And he gets past the 40 down to the 39. Mark him down. It looks like maybe the 38-yard line. About a gain of 4 there down to the 38 of Jarrell. That'll bring up 2nd and 16 now for the Vikings. Parsons is the workhorse here early in the ballgame for the Vikings. A number 20, and man, when he hits the holes, he is gone. Quick runner, but a big frame on him. Pounds takes the shotgun. He'll roll out to the left. A quick inside screen. Hit quickly. He breaks away from the tackle past the 35 to the 34, 33. Now the pile goes shoving, and they've blown the whistle dead finally as Hurley, number 5, comes out of the pile there. A gain of, he gets down to about the 33-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 5. there by Hurley. That's going to bring up 3rd and 11, maybe a long 11, 3rd and 12 now for the Vikings. Now they're going to be trips receivers right, 1 left. The running back Parsons, that's going to be number 1, Powers. He lines up in the backfield. Pounds is going to roll to the right. He's going to throw deep out to the outside flat, and he overthrows him out of bounds, and a great opportunity here for your Cougars. It's going to bring up 4th and 11, 3:59 left here in the first half. So at the 33-yard line of Jarrell, the pass is incomplete. And the 10th play of the drive comes up, and it looks like the Vikings are going to go for it. 4th and 11 from the 33-yard line. They do have a good kicker, as Erickson has done a swell job on the extra points, but maybe a little bit out of his range here. So the Vikings will go for it. Here on the near side hash mark, the ball is set. 2 receivers left, 2 right for the Vikings. Powers lines up in the I formation directly behind Pounds. Pounds is going to roll out to the right side. He's going to throw back to the left. He has the receiver open, and he can't catch it. He has to lay out. Number 15 for the Vikings, Gonzo Hidalgo, makes a great attempt on the diving catch, but he just can't hold on. And Hidalgo stays down. Looks like he came up a little limp there after he hit the ground hard. That's going to be a turnover on downs as they attend to Hidalgo. We're going to take a quick break here on SHN Sports. Bring it back after this with an update on Hidalgo and Jarrell Cougars taking over the ball at their own 33-yard line. Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Here we go, razzle-dazzle, flea flicker. Now Rodriguez being scrambled all the way back to the 20. Now he's going to run out to the far side, past the numbers, down to the sidelines, and he's on the run past the 40, 45, 50. He hurdles the tackler, and now penalty flags come a-flying. Looks like it's going to be a block in the back, but it's going to be from the spot, so it may be a first down. Rodriguez did a great job there as he took the flea flicker that got run down. It is going to be a block in the back on the Cougars. We'll see what they do here. Came in late as the run. Rodriguez has gotten past the 50-yard line on the very far side of the field in front of the Lago Vista bench. And you saw the block go as the defensive back got run out of the play. So it'll be a spot foul. I believe it's 10 yards from the spot, but it's going to be a first down for the Cougars with 3:40 left here in the half. They trailed 21-10 to Lago Vista. So now the umpire is going to walk it back. Looks like it's going to be 1st and 10. Make it 2nd and 1 from the 42-yard line of Jarrell. So a 9-yard run. Make it 1st and 1. So they do get credit for the run, but the penalty brings it back into play. So up to their 42-yard line. 1st and 1 for the Cougars. Rodriguez in the shotgun snap. He's going to hand it off to Warren up the middle. He misses a tackle. Dodges one tackle, but he's hit quickly there for no gain. The defensive line of Lago Vista is not giving Warren much to work with. He goes down after no gain. It'll bring up now a 2nd and 1, make it 2nd and 2. Now the linesmen are moving. Now it's going to be 2nd and 10. Now we're going to blow the whistle dead because we can't figure out what's going on. I thought it had to be a first down. You have to reset the chains because the penalty was well after the first down run. You bring it back, and then you go 1st and 10 from there. So now we're in a Confucius state as the officials huddle up and try to figure out what they're going to call. 3 minutes, 13 seconds left here in the first half. And now they're going to backpedal, and we have no clue what they're going to do. No matter what, the ball is at the 42-yard line of Jarrell. On that last run there by Warren, he got no gain. Should actually be 2nd and 1 But now the chains have it that the ball was at the 34. They started at their own 33, so the chains are now off again. So make it 2nd and 2 now as they've got to get to their own 44-yard line. And the circus continues here in Jarrell, Texas, free with your paid entry. Aaron Rodriguez back in the shotgun snap. Warren off to his right. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right for the Jarrell Cougars. 3 minutes, 4 seconds left in the first half. Crather's in motion. He'll take this handoff. He'll cut it back inside the hash marks, and he's tripped up there. Not many solid hits coming from the defensive backs of Lago Vista, but a lot of tripping. Boy, they go to make the play. They stick the arm out, make sure they take a leg out with them, and a good tackle there by number 5, Sam Hurley. And it'll bring up a 1-yard gain for Crathers up to the 43-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 1 now. Rodriguez steps up. He's calling the signals. He's going to go under center. He takes it and he gets driven back. Now he dives forward. We'll see where the spot is. It looks like it's going to be no gain. Try to go with a quarterback sneak there. And to no avail. It's going to bring up 4th and 1 now from the 43-yard line of Jarrell. And let's see what the Cougars do here. 2 minutes, 10 seconds on the clock and counting here in the first half. Coach Davidson looking at the sideline, trying to figure out what he's going to do. 4th and 1. Big play here for the Cougars. If they go for it, it's just paramount that they get a first down. You don't want to give the Vikings a short field with 2 minutes left in the first half and a chance to run the score up a little bit more. Right now, Lago Vista leads 21-10 with 1 minute, 44 seconds left here in the first half. A 4th and 1 from their own 43-yard line. Coach Davidson's going to let the clock whittle down, and he'll take his second time out of the half. So with 1:37 left here in the first half, the Cougars going to take their second time out, think it over, and see what to do here on 4th and 1 from their own 43. Take a quick time out. I'll be back with you here with more Cougar football on SHN Sports. On SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football in the Rob Hip Insurance second quarter. We thank you. Special shout out to all of our sponsors tonight: Georgetown Jewelry, YourPersonalMD.net, our Bank of Jarrell, Eagle Auto Parts of Jarrell, and Papa John's Pizza of Jarrell, Texas, located on I-35 in Jarrell. So it looks like we're going to go for it, or we're going to punt. Different formation here. A lot of options here as Jesus Perez is split out now. No one back for the Vikings. 4th and 1 from their own 43. The snap is back. It is going to be a punt. End over end punt. Bounces at the 32. Takes a nice Jarrell roll down to about the 26, 27-yard line. And it'll be killed. They're going to let the clock run until the officials blow the whistle. Smart play by the Cougars. And they'll down the ball at the 28-yard line. 1 minute, 25 seconds left here in the first half. And the Vikings will take over from their own 28. What a tough break for the Cougars. They had the ball after the run by Rodriguez on the flea flicker. They got busted up. He gets all the way down past the 50-yard line to about the 45-40. But the block in the back brought it back, and they couldn't do anything from 1st and 2 and had to punt the ball away. And that's where Lago Vista takes over with a minute 25 left here in the first half on their own 28-yard line. Correction. Make it their own 23-yard line. I am just having a horrible time spotting the football tonight. But I'll figure it out. I'll check my contacts before next week when we go to Troy. Lago Vista back in the shotgun snap now. Pounds will take it back. He's going to go pass. He drops back 4 or 5 yards. Now he runs, steps up. Now he heaves it down the middle. Crathers has a chance to bat it down. It's over his head. And Hurley makes the catch, and Hurley's going to run it in for a Lago Vista touchdown. But here comes the flag from the near side linesman. That was kind of the old chunk it underhand and hope no one sees you throw it flag toss about the 30-yard line of Jarrell. But nice pass there by Pounds. Hits Hurley on the run. Crathers went up and had a chance to bat it down and just passed his outstretched arm. And right now as it stands, it'll be 27-10 Lago Vista. But we'll see what the flag comes. I think this may be a high school football record of yellow hankies blowing all over the field tonight. I don't know if we've gone a whole series without at least 3 or 4 flags. And now the white-headed referee decides to wave it off. So I guess the near side lineman just threw it just in case. Well, if I come up with something, I'll call it. If not, we'll wave it off, and it's a touchdown Vikings. So nonetheless, it'll be 27-10 now. A one-play drive for the Vikings. That touchdown pass from Pounds to Hurley. And number 9 to number 5, and that's a beautiful 77-yard touchdown pass. And now the Vikings are going to try to add the extra point on Erickson. Back, the snap is backing down, and Erickson gets the ball up and through the uprights, and then a pile of players at about the 11-yard line. It's Cougars and Vikings all over the field. But no penalties. Wow. Nope. I was wrong. Penalty flag thrown at about the 10-yard line. Surprise, surprise. And we'll see what this one is. Now he's going to wave over another official and try to figure this one out. He picks it up, puts it in his pocket. I'm just baffled. I don't know where to go with this. I do not want to ride referees. Personal foul. Who are they going to blow it on? Now he stops his call, and he'll consult with another referee. Try to figure it out. As it stands on the board, 28-10, the Vikings lead the Cougars. 1 minute, 11 seconds left in the first half. The Cougars will get the ball back on the kickoff. But now the consultation moves from the referees to the coaches and the referees. At about the 17-yard line of Jarrell here on the near side numbers. I think the fans and the coaches and the players are all as baffled as I am about what's going on here tonight. The yellow flag's just a-flying. Unreal. What is going on? Not many plays have not been hampered with the yellow hanky. And now a big consultation at the 17-yard line of Jarrell is one of the coaches consulting with it. I don't know if they're going to take it on the kickoff, make him kick the extra point, but it looks like it's a personal foul on Lago Vista. Nope. So we never got the true call, but the ball is being spotted at the 45 of Jarrell. So Erickson will have – okay. Finally, the non-referee, who doesn't usually signal the call, signals it. We had a roughing the kicker call. Erickson made the extra point, so he'll get credit for the extra point, 28-10 on the scoreboard. And now they'll get the 15-yard penalty assessed on the kickoff. So Erickson will be kicking from Jarrell's own 45. So Schomburger could go back and set up in the field house because that's about where the ball will land from this point, as Erickson has a short field and the wind to kick from. So we'll see if they kick it off or try it onside here. It's a good chance to take one with 1:11 left in the second quarter. And he does, and he kicks down to the 40, 45, and now it's going to cover. And it looks like Lago Vista is going to fall on it. The Cougars didn't go get the ball. Now let's see what they consult more on the far numbers. And sure enough, the onside kick is perfection as the ball stumbled around about the 8 or 9 yard mark, and as soon as it hit the 35-yard line of Jarrell, the Vikings jump on it, and they'll get the ball with 1:07 left. Not a good scenario here for the Cougars, as now the Vikings have the ball in the Jarrell 35 to start another drive after a beautiful onside kick by Erickson. Erickson may be the most deadly weapon the Vikings brought tonight. He has done a great job of his kickoffs, his extra points, and now the kick there on the onside kick being successful. 28-10. Vikings take it. Pounds drops back. He's going to go for more. Right off the bat, he's wide open. Some miscommunication there as number 17, Hunter Phillips, can't catch a pass wide open. He drops it. Would have been an easy touchdown for the Vikings, but he can't hold on to it. Pounds with a nice pass. And just a blown coverage there by the Cougar defensive backs. No one within 10 to 15 yards of Phillips. But for the Cougars' fortunes, it's incomplete. Second down at 10. Now Pounds will take the snap. He'll come around the end. A flag flies again. He breaks the tackle about the 32. And now he gets pounded at the 30-yard line. A great job there, pursued by the Cougars. Pounds pays a little bit of a price about the 29-yard line, a gain of about 6. But that doesn't hold up again as another yellow flag hits the floor on the field. Another holding penalty on the Vikings. You just can't break the rules like that, young men. Bring it back now. It's going to be 2nd and 20 for the Vikings. A 10-yard penalty as we go backwards here. Pounds made a good job there running, but he paid the price, took a lick, and all for naught as the holding penalty overrides the gain. A lot of signaling going on from the referee up to the booth. Somehow it's a 15-yard penalty or a combination of their as they go back to the 50 from the 35. So 2nd and 25 for the Vikings. Not sure how it happened, but we'll try to figure it out at halftime. Pounds in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 right. He'll drop back about 4 or 5 yards. He's going to heave it down the far left side. Way overthrown over the head of Hurley. He went to the well one too many times there. Hurley not even within a 5 or 6 yards. It's just a great route by Hurley, but just overthrown. Pounds got a little much on that one. 43 seconds left here in the second quarter. 28-10, the Vikings lead the Cougars. The Vikings got the ball at midfield now, 3rd and 25. And they're taking their shots at the end zone. They're wanting to put an emphasis on this first half here. Pounds is not letting up. Coach Creighton Phillips going for the gusto here right before half. Pounds takes a shotgun snap. He's going to drop back at the 40. Now a screen pass out to the left side. Off the fingertips of Powers. Incomplete. And a good stop now for the Cougars. As it brings up 4th and 25. You go for it here. That would be a big call. And I don't think it's going to happen. It looks like the punt team's going to come out for the Vikings for the first time tonight. So we'll count that stop as a bonus as the Cougars will get the ball here with 38 seconds. But then they're going to get the ball to start the second half. So 2 plays there. 2 shots there at 25 yards to go for the first down and no go on the incompletions. Just off the fingertips of Powers. And now the punt formation. And let's see here. Delay of game. Surprisingly, another flag on the field with 38 seconds left here in the first half. Delay a game, and that'll back up the Vikings to their own 45-yard line. So this possession has gone negative 20 yards now for Lago Vista. They'll go 4th and 30 from their own 45-yard line. The snap is back. Erickson's going to heave the punt away from about the 38. All the way back, bounces at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And into the end zone for the touchback. What a nice attempt by Erickson there. He got the roll. If he'd have got a man down there, the Cougars would have had to snap it and run the clock out from their own 1. But they'll take it and touch back here, bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. Where the Cougars, I would assume, will probably just take a knee, run the clock out here, and go to halftime down by 18. It's 29 seconds left in the first half. 28-10, the Vikings lead it. Here in Jarrell, Texas at Cougar Stadium, the Vikings are just dominating on the ground with a couple of nice long passes there to Hurley for the touchdown. And so here we go on the punt. Back to the Cougars now. They'll have the ball at their own 20-yard line. 29 seconds left. Rodriguez in the shotgun. Crathers in motion left to right. He'll pick it off and hand it back to Schomburger, coming back to the right side. Now to the hash marks. He cuts it up to hash marks, breaks a tackle, then gets hit hard there at the 20. All over that, running for nothing as he goes down for a no gain. Nice little drawn-up play there. But Schomburg the Vikings are staying home, not over pursuing, and so the nice handoff and the fake handoff and coming back towards the near side, just not biting on it for the defense of the Vikings. They're doing a great job of maintaining their spots and staying at home, and that's going to run the clock out. So at the end of the first half, the Vikings lead at 28-10 over your Cougars. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back quickly here before we go to the Friday Night Football Show live at SHN Studio back in Georgetown, Texas. We'll take a quick break. Be back here in just a minute. Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. At the halftime, Lago Vista leads at 28-10 over the Jarrell Cougars, the first district contest of the year. And the battle started early. Jarrell scored quickly on their first possession, but Lago Vista has not let up. They finally punted one time there at the end of the first half, and they turned it over on downs earlier in the second quarter. But nonetheless, they've taken the lead into the halftime, 28-10. We're going to throw it back to the studio here for the halftime show, the SHN Football Friday, back in the studios, and we'll be back for the start of the second half here on SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. We're going to take it to the field now real quick. Try to get the halftime show up and working. Listen to the Lago Vista Viking Band here on our field mic as best we can.
Personal foul on the Patriots.
I never saw the flag.
That might have been a hit out of bounds, a late hit.
I didn't see a hit out of bounds. I saw the runner slide, but I didn't realize he'd been hit.
1st and 10, ball on the 50. Marble Falls setting up, and it's a handoff to Barker. And Barker rushes up the middle for about a 2-yard gain, and he was brought down by Brandon Hernandez.
Stopped by number 17, Brandon Hernandez.
Well, the one thing the Patriots don't want to do is start letting Marble Falls get some momentum going. You know, they had them on the ropes there, and then they had another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That's 2 so far that they've had in this game. And Coach Feacott's definitely not happy.
So that's 2nd down and 7 for Marble Falls. And Becker, the quarterback, he throws, and he's got a man. It falls incomplete at the 35-yard line. The pass was intended for a wide-open Hayden Wells, and that sets up 3rd and 7 for Marble Falls. And, boy, if that pass had been caught, that would have been 1st down and a whole lot more for Marble Falls.
Yeah, it really would have, and it would have contributed to that big mow.
It was just an underthrown pass. Hayden Wells turned a little too late and had to try to almost dive to make the catch. It ended up bouncing off of his fingertips. 3rd down and 7 now. Marble Falls. Becker now. It's another triple option, and it's given to Hayden Hoover. Hoover rushes out to the right side, can't quite get anywhere. He gains maybe 2 yards on that play, sets up about a 4th and 5 here for Marble Falls. And now they're in Patriots territory. Michael, would you go for it here?
No, I wouldn't. Georgetown's Eastview's defense is just, they've played really tight all night long, and I wouldn't do it.
And they are indeed going to punt the ball away. Andrew Rodriguez out to punt the ball. Nobody back to return for Eastview. And the punt is up, and it will just bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So that will set Eastview up at their own 25-yard line for their first offensive series here of the second half in the Rob Hipp Insurance third quarter.
Well, the defense did its job, Travis. They got the offense off the field and give their offense to come back out, give them the opportunity to come back out and try to develop their own momentum here in the second half. See what adjustments they've made to pick up this defensive front for the Mustangs that have put pressure on Jackson Colson all night long.
So 1st and 10, ball on the Eastview 20-yard line. Colson in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers on each side. It's a handoff to the running back, Amarian Brooks, and Amarian Brooks is stuffed at the line by a trio of Marble Falls defenders. Making the tackle for Marble Falls was Ethan Kanka.
Stopped on play number 14, Ethan Kanka. Number 70, Gabe Perez.
Gabe Perez also went on that tackle. I'm sorry, Michael.
Second down, 10.
Do they not start from the 25 at the high school level?
It must be different for a punt. It's been a while since I've seen a punt touchback, and a pass by Jackson Colson is nearly tipped, but it is caught by Isaiah Quentin Jackson on a wide receiver screen, a bit of a wheel route, if you will, and Quentin Jackson just had nowhere to go on that play. It's a loss of several yards. Looks to be about 5. That'll set up 3rd and very long for the Patriots. Did you see who got the Marble Falls defender that got his hand on the ball, Michael?
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't catch his number in time because I was watching to see if Quentin Jackson was going to be able to catch it.
Looked to me like it was Carlos De La Hoya. It's 3rd down and very long here for the Patriots. Jackson Colson in the shotgun formation. It's about 3rd and 11, actually. It's not too long, but the play clock is at 5 seconds, and the Patriots have yet to take the snap. And here we go. They finally get the snap off with 1 second left. Jackson Colson just throws the pass away, and it's caught by Charles Ross at the 20. Charles Ross breaks free from some defenders, and he's got open field. Charles Ross dodges a defender, and he makes it to the 50-yard line before he's shoved out of bounds by Caleb Alexander, making it to the Marble Falls 49-yard line. So into Marble Falls territory. That play didn't look like it was going to go anywhere. Just Jackson Colson throwing the ball away. Charles Ross made the catch and was able to get a lot of yards after the catch.
Some great footwork by Charles Ross, getting it done with his feet and getting the Patriots to midfield.
1st and 10, it's a handoff to Amarian Brooks, and Brooks rushes to the right side, has a hole, gain of 2, maybe 3, and he's stuffed by another trio. I'm sorry, that was Isaiah Quentin Jackson on the carry. He's brought down by Jet Huffman. And also getting in on that tackle was Mason Neal, one of the team captains for Marble Falls.
3-yard gain.
Marion Brooks coming in for Quentin Jackson.
Second down and 7, ball on the Marble Falls 46. Patriots come out in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers to Jackson Colson's left side. Colson takes the snap, throws to the right side. It falls incomplete. Just a miscommunication there. The pass was intended for Amarian Brooks, but Amarian Brooks took about 2 steps backwards, and Jackson Colson threw it in front of Brooks, and Brooks just didn't have enough time to run up to where the ball was being thrown.
Yeah, unfortunately, a wasted play right there by that little bit of confusion, because it definitely would have went for some positive yardage there.
We've seen this Marble Falls defense. They've been frustrating all night for the Patriots. They've been blitzing quite frequently. As on 3rd down and 7, Colson takes the snap, drops back. He's got no one to throw it to. It's a delayed screen, and it's caught by Amarian Brooks. Brooks has some room, and Brooks gets a 1st down. He's brought down at the 35-yard line.
What an outstanding one-handed catch by Amarian Brooks, and brings it in, and he gets that. When he gets that head of steam up, he's hard to stop, and he was able to get some steam going and turn that into what looked like was going to be for a loss, and turns it into a 1st down and positive yardage.
Ben Anderson on the tackle there as it's a handoff to Amarian Brooks on 1st and 10. That's Isaiah Quentin Jackson. Isaiah Quentin Jackson spins around several Marble Falls defenders and makes it into the end zone. That was a 35-yard touchdown run for Isaiah Quentin Jackson, his third touchdown of the evening, Michael.
I know. It gets confusing with their numbers because Brooks is 14 and Quentin Jackson is 24. And so you see that 4 when they're going to the south, that 4 is towards us. And so it's hard to distinguish between those two at times.
27-0 pending the PAT. Jose Rodriguez's kick is up, and it is good. So just like that, 6:28 to go here in the Rob Hip Insurance third quarter, and the Patriots take a commanding 4-touchdown lead. They lead it 28-0 over Marble Falls. We'll take a brief commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll have more exciting action after this. You're watching Eastview Patriot Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
Rodriguez to kick for the Patriots. Anderson back deep.
Back here at Marble Falls Mustang Stadium, where the Patriots have just taken a commanding 28-0 lead over the Marble Falls Mustangs. 6:28 to go here in the third quarter. I'm Travis Banks alongside Michael Francis. We thank you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Jose Rodriguez's kickoff is very high and taken by one of the upmen of Marble Falls, and that upman returns it to the 40-yard line. That was on the reception, Logan Potter. And Jesse Gutierrez making the tackle there for Eastview sets up Marble Falls with a 1st and 10 with pretty decent field position here, Michael.
That's probably one of the better starts for the Mustangs. Yeah, definitely one of the better starts for the Mustangs.
As on 1st and 10, it's a handoff to the right side for a first down and a whole lot more. On the carry is Jet Huffman.
Number 6, Caleb Alexander with the carry.
I'm sorry, that was Caleb Alexander. And Eric Milley is the Patriot who made the tackle there.
Picks up a very needed first down and actually gets them into Patriot territory.
It's been very rare that Marble Falls has been able to make it into Patriot territory tonight, as on 1st and 10, it's just stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. That was Caleb Alexander yet again on the carry. And making the tackle for the Patriots on that play was...
Bring up 2nd down, 11.
Caleb Salmons. Brings up 2nd down and 11 for Marble Falls. And it's another tackle for a loss on this carry. This time getting the carry for Marble Falls, Hayden Wells.
Hayden Wells with the carry. Stopped by number 5, Oswald.
He was brought down by Jordan Oswald. So the Patriots defense doing work again. The ball is now at the 50-yard line. So, Michael, you mentioned that Marble Falls makes it into Patriot territory.
Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. I'm Wally Harmon here in the luxurious Jarrell Cougar football field press box in Jarrell, Texas, high above Cougar Field. Watching the Jarrell Cougar band perform at halftime. Let's see if we can listen in and hear the band play a little for us. Jarrell Cougar marching band on the field right now, entertaining the home crowd here in Jarrell, Texas tonight in the first district playoff game, district game of the season for both teams, the Jarrell Cougars and the Lago Vista Vikings here in Jarrell. So far at halftime, we set 28-10. Lago Vista leads it over your Jarrell Cougars. We'll kind of run it down and reset where we'll start the second half at. Jarrell took the opening kickoff after Lago Vista won the coin toss, deferred to the second half, and so I was incorrect. And so here we'll start off correcting myself. Lago Vista will get the ball to start the second half. So very good that they didn't score after getting the onside kick, and Jarrell ran the clock out to minimize the damage done there in the first half. Jarrell took the opening kickoff at their own 31-yard line. They had an 8-play, 69-yard drive, capped off by a 31-yard touchdown run by Derek Warren. He started off where he started where he left off last time and running the ball well for the Cougars. Lago Vista took the next possession, and they took the ball at their own 25-yard line after a touchback by Jesus Perez. And they went on a 4-play, 75-yard drive. That was capped off by a 12-yard run by Hurley, and the extra point tied the ball game up at 7-7. Jarrell then got the ball back. They go on a long 9-play drive. Just penalty upon penalty, about 4 penalties I show here on that drive, and they only netted about 18 yards, but they ended up having to punt the ball. Compton fired off a punt, but it went for a touchback. Lago Vista quickly took the ball back and went on a 3-play drive of 80 yards that was capped off by the 64-yard touchdown run by Parsons. Parsons just hit the middle and nothing was stopping him. That he turned on the after boosters and that young man was gone. That moved the score to 14-0 after the extra point by Erickson, and Jarrell got the ball back and went on a nice little 9-play, 52-yard drive that was capped off by Jesus Perez, knocking in a 37-yard field goal. That cut the lead to 4, 14-10, but Lago Vista wasted no time as they got the ball back to start the second quarter on their own 30, and they went on a nice 6-play, 70-yard drive that was capped off by Parsons, another touchdown run by Parsons of 19 yards, and that put the Vikings up 21-10. Jarrell got the ball back at their own 23, only could have managed 9 yards after they got a first down, and then a couple of losses, a penalty, or not a penalty, but a sack, and brought them back, and they ended up having a punt after 6 plays, and that went nowhere. Lago Vista took advantage of that. They got the ball at their own 40-yard line, but Jarrell stops them at their own 33. A nice series there, a 9-play drive that only went 27 yards. Some penalties there for Lago Vista that cost them. They ended up going for it on 4th and 11, but an incomplete pass from Pounds turned the ball over on downs. Jarrell gets the ball back, and they couldn't do anything with it that time. They went on a 5-play, 9-yard drive, and they're forced to punt. This is where Lago Vista separated again. It was 21-10 at this point. Lago Vista got the ball at their own 23-yard line. Pounds, the quarterback, hit Hurley on a 77-yard touchdown pass and catch and run. Hurley got right behind Crathers. Crathers couldn't knock it down. Hurley made the catch and strolled into the end zone. And with the Erickson extra point, that made it 28-10 where we sit now. Lago Vista had executed a beautiful onside kick. They kicked off from the Jarrell 45 after roughing the kicker on the extra point. Jarrell did not attack the ball. Lago Vista, as soon as it hit the 35-yard line, they jump on it. But fortunately for the Cougars, the Vikings couldn't get anything going. They end up punting after 20 yards there. They got down to it was a negative 20-yard drive. They started at the 35 of Jarrell, and penalty upon penalty. Somehow they got a 25-yard penalty back to the 50. Let's see here. A 15-yard penalty back to the 50. And then they went back further on a delay of game. They end up punting the ball back to Jarrell. Jarrell gets it and takes one snap. No gain on the run by Schomburger on the cutback. And that just ran the clock out, and that's where we sit. 28-10. The Vikings wasted no time and went to work, and they were taking shots at the end. The onside kick, we even talked about it, expecting they might try something there to start when they had the ball on the 45-yard line of Jarrell to kick off, and Erickson just executed a perfect shot that stopped at the 35, and Lago Vista jumped on it ready to go. They did a great job of getting to the 35, turning around, and kind of sealing off the area. None of the Cougars busted through to take over and try to get that ball. And luckily for the Cougars, the Vikings could do nothing with it. Otherwise, we look at a bigger deficit here coming out in the second half. So we turn here now. 4 minutes left here in the halftime as the bands have cleared the field. The players warming up on the north end zone area. The Vikings have their balloon aired up, and the Cougar helmet is inflated, waiting for the players to come out. This is a lot like Riesel. The Cougars were down 26-6 to Riesel at halftime. They come out and play lights out. They controlled both sides of the ball, both sides of the line of scrimmage, the offensive line, the defensive line. And I think tonight was a wake-up call to start the first quarter, for the first half. Lago Vista is not playing around. They came in ready to avenge last year's loss at home against these Jarrell Cougars, and they came out and punched Jarrell in the mouth. And now the Cougars have to react. It's a wake-up call after the a beautiful performance last week against the Rosebud Lot team, where the Cougars just pounded Rosebud Lot 70-0. Contributions all over the field. Heron Rodriguez managed the game. Edgar comes in the second half at quarterback and plays great. Warren runs well in the first half with 3 touchdown runs. Compton comes in the second half with 2 touchdown runs. Martin Torres had a couple of long runs, didn't get in the end zone, and then he came up and left the game injured. But then Compton had a pick six on defense. I believe it was a 53-yard pick six for a touchdown. And so Compton put 3 scores on the board for the Cougars. And things were riding high. And so now the gut check comes. The coaches go into halftime and have to earn the paychecks as they have to focus the players, make some changes here as the Vikings are going to get the ball to start the second half. And so what we'll do, we'll take a quick timeout as the teams finish up their warm-ups and come back here to start the second half. We'll take a quick timeout, come back, pay some time for our sponsors, and then bring you the second half of Jarrell Cougar football here on SHN Sports. And the clock has been changed, and now it's ready to start the third quarter. 28-10, the Vikings lead your Jarrell Cougars here on SHN Sports. With the third quarter being brought to you by yourpersonalmd.net. The Cougars will kick off from the right side on the south end of the field to the north. The Vikings will be receiving on the north end, going to left to right on your radio dial. 28-10. The halftime score, the Vikings back as now Jesus Perez calls his team up and sets up for the kickoff. Yourpersonalmd.net brings us the third quarter of Jarrell Cougar football, along with our other sponsors here tonight on SHN Sports. Jesus Perez now up to the 40-yard line for the kick. He's going to do a nice little onside kick and build it at the 50-yard line on the run by Schomburger. And it's going to be good. A Jarrell Cougar onside kick to start the second half. What a play. Schomburger on the full sprint, builds it on the run, and the linesman right here on the near side calls it perfect, and it's a 10-yard advancement. And your Cougars now start the second half on a new note. First and 10 at midfield, and what a play. Jesus Perez, you couldn't ask for a better kick. I said it earlier, and I'll keep going right now. Hey, Erickson, the battle between the kickers, they're both having dominant games and just doing their job. So now Jarrell with the onside kick. They're going to go with the 12 minutes, no time off the clock. They're going to start at the 50-yard line. Heron Rodriguez in the shotgun snap. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Warren off to his right side. Rodriguez back. He's going to run to the right side. Being pressured now. Gets outside the 4 numbers to the sideline. He's going to heave it down. He's got a receiver. Oh, pass interference. Here it comes. Hankey's flying, and that's going to be a first down for your Cougars. The Vikings defensive back didn't turn around. Crathers, it looks like, went to go to the ball, and he gets run over from behind, and that is no bueno. It's going to be a first down, a 15-yard penalty on the Vikings. Pass interference on the defense, and now it looks like it's going to be roughing the passer. Heron Rodriguez, the quarterback, slow getting up. The training staff is now on the field. They're going to walk Heron Rodriguez up. Over here now back to the Jarrell sideline. Coach Davidson out at the 40-yard line at the numbers. Checking on his quarterback. Edgar has come into the ball game. Aiden Edgar, the number 18, the junior quarterback, comes in now to spell Rodriguez as he comes off the field. So now we'll have to situate the penalties. It should be, I'm assuming, 30 yards worth of penalties. You had pass interference on the defense as the hanky came flying from the back judge. And then it looked like you had a roughing the passer on the far sideline. So now we'll have to sit here as the consultation begins between the referees and now the nearest on the far side coaches with Lago Vista. What the discussion is going to come about, we'll see if we'll get a signal here. Rodriguez off on the near sideline here with the trainers talking to him. Now they're looking at him, and unfortunately they are looking like they are checking for a concussion, a possible concussion. They've got the flashlight checking the eyes. Heron Rodriguez has his helmet off, standing about the 38-yard line here on the near sideline. Hopefully Rodriguez is all right. He has been a key element in this Cougar offense. So it looks like it's just going to be a 15-yard penalty. I guess they'll just get one of the 2 penalties. And so it's going to be a 15-yard bonus now. There is Jarrell will go into Lago Vista territory on the 35-yard line. First and 10, Edgar takes the snap. He'll put it in the belly of Warren. Warren stops and cuts to the left outside the hash marks to the numbers 30, 25, 20. Gets a block from Schomburger down to the 15, 10, and driven out of bounds. Let's see where they spotted about the 6-yard line. What a run by Warren, and what a great job by Schomburger on the near sideline. Cracks one more block on the cornerback, and that springs Warren for another 5-7 yards and a big run as Warren takes the Cougars all the way down to the 6-yard line. Another first down for your Jarrell Cougars on the 6-yard line of Lago Vista. First and goal now. Aiden Edgar in at quarterback. He's got 2 running backs. It looks like Ramon Rodriguez and Warren in the backfield. He'll hand it to Warren. Warren across to the middle. He gets hit quickly and brought down. It looks like for a 1-yard loss. Back to the 7-yard line. It'll be a second and goal from the 7. As Warren gets hit quickly, the nose guard there in the middle. Try to look at the defensive lineman there that's stacked up. I lost my paper. I got to get it together here. Second and goal from the 7-yard line. defensive lineman, I think it was Babin or Beard, laid the hit on Warren. It's going to be 2 receivers right, 2 left. 1 in motion. Edgar pulls it out, takes it up the middle, dives into the end zone for a touchdown, Jarrell Cougars! Oh, what a drive to start the second half. I'm telling you, I asked the coaches and they came back in the booth, did we get the Riesel halftime speech? And I tell you what, the Cougar magic seemed to work right there. You got the beautiful onside kick from Jesus Perez, fielded by Schomburg at the 50-yard line. Then you just drive it down and Edgar pulls it out, runs it in right up the middle for the 7-yard touchdown run. And the Cougars have cut the lead now, 28-16. Jesus Perez in for the extra point. Bobbled snap. Edgar's going to pick it up and run with it. Scrambles, throws the pass. But there's a penalty flag on the far side. Here we go. Yankees galore as Edgar tried to make something happen after the snap. It hit his hands and just couldn't be held onto. And so it was no kick attempted. They had to scramble, try to throw a pass. Offsides against the Vikings. So, Jarrell, the beneficiary there of another penalty on the Vikings here. An auspicious start for the Vikings. A big penalty. They gave up the onside kick, the big pass interference, and roughing the quarterback. And now the penalty here that gives them another chance at the extra point. As Edgar comes in at the quarterback position. Looks like they're going to go for 2. They high snap there. Edgar fields it, but he's going to be stacked up, unable to snap high. And the no extra point, the 2-point attempt, is no good. But nonetheless, the Cougars have now cut it to 12. I'm sorry, they were down 18. They cut it to 12, 28-16 with 11 minutes and 1 second left here in the third quarter. A great job by the Cougars to come out on fire. Now you get the semblance of the Cougars got the ball to start both halves. They got the initial kickoff for the first half of the ball game. They drove down and scored the touchdown on a 31-yard touchdown run by Warren. They get the onside kick to start the second half, and they get the ball starting at midfield, and they make precious decisions to get that touchdown to start the second half. And so what a way for the Cougars to try to turn that momentum back now. So 11 minutes, 1 second left in the third quarter. It's a 12-point lead instead of a 18-point lead. Great job. Now the key is Heron Rodriguez out? Is Heron Rodriguez going to be able to play? And so now Edgar steps in. Edgar's had plenty of snaps. He's been playing with the first team off and on. He started the year against Whitney. He came in last week and had a great second half against Rosebud Lott. And so we'll have to see here. I'm trying to find Heron on the sideline, Mr. Rodriguez, and I just have not seen him, unfortunately. So we'll see. I see him standing down there now, but he's got his helmet off. So we'll see what he does and what if he'll be able to play anymore here in the ball game. But a 7-yard touchdown run by Edgar cuts the lead to 12 for the Cougars. Jesus Perez tees it up at the 40-yard line of Jarrell, and he'll kick the ball off back to the Vikings north into the field. The Vikings will be going left to right on the dial if they get the possession here. Let's see what the Cougars do. Perez approaches, and he'll give it a big boot up and over the head of the return man into the end zone, and another touchback. Jesus Perez back to normal, booting the ball nice and long. No return allowed for the Vikings. So they'll take over with 11 minutes, 1 second here in the third quarter remaining at their own 25-yard line, leading by 12. YourPersonalMD.net strives to be the real family doctor and desires to use their skills to provide high-quality care in a setting that will provide satisfaction for both themselves and our patients. Visit YourPersonalMD.net. Go Cougars! YourPersonalMD.net brings us the third quarter here of Jarrell Cougar football on SHN Sports. And what a start to this third quarter. It got me amped up, man. I'm ready to go. I'm loving this football game. Let's see what the defense has to do. First and 10 for the Vikings on their own 25-yard line. Pounds takes a shotgun snap, pulls it out, and he'll take it around the left side, outside the numbers to the 30, 35, 40. He gets past a hit. Now he breaks it up the sideline, 45, 50, down to the 45, make it the 46-yard line of Jarrell. And what a 29-yard run by Pounds to start things off. Doesn't do much different. The running has come back. The attack from these Vikings. Pounds, the quarterback, just gets outside the open, and he is hard to bring down. Quick and able to break those tackles. So a nice run there to the 46 of Jarrell. First and 10 for the Vikings. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Quick screen pass to the left side. Hits the receiver down past the 45 to the 40, down to the 36-yard line. That'll be a 10-yard gain for the Vikings. Make it down to the 35-yard line. First and 10 again. 11-yard gain there for the Vikings. Pounds with a quick pass there to the far side receiver. Now he's got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 1 running back, Parsons, directly behind Pounds in the shotgun snap. 3-step drop. He looks. Now he's going to scramble. He's pressured. Drives up the middle past the 35 to the 30. Down. Tackled down to the 25-yard line. And it looks like it's going to be enough for another first down. Pounds scrambles after the pressure was applied. He steps up and gets a nice little 10-yard gain. And another first down. 3 plays, 3 first downs on the drive for the Vikings. Now they have it down at the Jarrell 25-yard line. 9 minutes, 56 seconds left on the third quarter clock and counting. 3 receivers right. Now number 5, Hurley's going to go in motion. He'll take the handoff on the sweep left, outside to the numbers, down to the 20, down to the 18, and dropped finally at the 17, make it the 16-yard line. A gain of 9 for Hurley. And down to the 16-yard line of Jarrell. It'll be 2nd and 1 now for the Vikings. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Parsons directly behind Pounds in the shotgun. He'll drop back 2 steps. He looks to the right. He's pressured. Now he's going to scramble to the left, outside the numbers to the 20, 15, 10. Runs over a defender down to the 5, make it the 6-yard line. They'll spot him there on the 6. And that'll be a gain of 10 and another first down. Make it 1st and goal for the Vikings at the Jarrell 6-yard line. Pounds quick to get away from that pressure and does a great job of running and getting away and gaining positive yards almost every time he runs with the ball. Now he's got running backs on both sides, left and right. 2 receivers right, 1 left. He'll step it, hand it off to Parsons right up the middle. I believe it's Parsons. Nope, it's going to be number 1. That's going to be Powers. And Powers just runs barreling over Cougars into the end zone. And they respond quickly. A 6-yard touchdown run for the Vikings by Powers. What a run up the middle. He lowered the head and the shoulders and took it in for the 6-yard touchdown. That's going to move the score now. 34-16. Up 18 again are the Vikings with the extra point attempt coming. Erickson's going to have it spotted at the 10-yard line. And the shotgun snap's going to come back to the holder. Snap back and down, and the kick is up in through the uprights. And good, and that's going to move the score to 35-16. The Vikings lead it by 19. And so the Cougars are going to have to go back to work on the offensive side of the ball as the Vikings do not slow down. 8 minutes, 50 seconds left here in the third quarter. 35-16, the Vikings lead it over the Jarrell Cougars. 19-point deficit now for your Cougars, but they can respond. We went to battle in Riesel on the road and came back from 20 down, and nothing says we can't come back down from 18 down. And so we're at 19 sitting now after the Vikings run the ball back down several plays. Only 1 pass there. It was that quick screen pass for 9 yards on the left side, make it 11 yards on the left side. But the rest of the runs right up the gut and to the left side. Pounds at quarterback doing a great job of dictating in the offense of when he lets the ball go and when he holds onto it and runs. And he did a drop back a couple of times, did a great job of scampering, getting away from pressure, and then uses his speed and size to get the positive yardage for the Vikings. Erickson will tee it up for the Vikings at the 40-yard line. Deep for the Cougars at about the 18. You have Schomburger on the far side and Warren on the near side about the 14-yard line. Now Erickson's got a pooch kick over here to the near side. It's going to be fielded at the 37-yard line on a fair catch. That's a horrible spot at the 36 after the receiver was standing on the 37-yard line. But nonetheless, the Cougars take over with 8 minutes, 50 seconds left here in the third quarter at their own 36-yard line. 1st and 10. And we'll see who comes in at quarterback here for the Cougars. Good field position to start, 36-yard line. As they huddle up on the near side numbers, Coach Davidson in calling the play out. And it looks like Heron Rodriguez is back in at quarterback. He'll be joined in the backfield by Derek Warren, number 1. 3 receivers go to the right side. 1 receiver, Schomburg, split here to the near side left. Rodriguez takes the shotgun snap. He's going to run out, bootleg to the right side. He's going to drop, throw on the run, and it's going to be picked off at midfield. Back to the 45, hit quickly and taken down by Warren at the 47-yard line of Jarrell, and the interception unable to see who picked it up as a slew of Vikings surround their cornerback. As he makes the pick, it looked like number 30. See, number 30 on their roster. Let's see if we can find it. Number 30, Bryce Jackson. If that was, and it's an interception, only the second of the year from Jarrell Rodriguez, but nonetheless, a costly mistake there for the Cougars. The Vikings take over back at the 46-yard line of Jarrell. 1st and 10, 8:40 on the clock. Snap up the middle, handoff, and runs right upside the left hash marks. It's going to be Parsons, the running back. He'll get down to the 38-yard line of Jarrell. A gain of 8 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 2 for the Vikings. Shotgun snap, back to Pounds. He'll hand it to Parsons around the left end, outside the outside numbers, down to the 35-30. He cuts back to the left side hash, into the middle of the field to 25, 20, 10, 5, and he's taken down. Oh, he falls into the end zone for a touchdown, a pile up right there at the goal line. And Pounds falls into the end zone for a touchdown. What a job by Parsons there. He went to the left on the sweep handoff. He went around the outside to the outside numbers and did just cut back about the 28, 27-yard line back to the middle of the field and turned on the afterburners, and no one was going to catch him until he gets bottled up at the goal line and into the end zone. Another touchdown for the Vikings. 7 minutes, 59 seconds left in the third period. Erickson sets up for the extra point try. The snap is back. It's up, and it's good. And another penalty on the Cougars. It looks like Guerra going to be roughing the kicker again as he tried to block the kick and hits the leg of Erickson. It is going to be roughing the kicker on the Cougars. That means the Vikings will kick off from the 35-yard line, or the 45-yard line of Jarrell. So you'll have to be watching again for the onside kick. 38-yard touchdown run by Parsons. He is having a wonderful night. For the Vikings, 42-16 now. The Vikings lead the ball game, and they are just running the ball and just pounding away at this defense. So, see what the Cougars can do to answer as the Vikings get set to kick. Personal foul, roughing the kicker on the defense. He sets it as a 40, and now he'll run it up to the 45 of Jarrell, where he'll set it again. And so he'll signal the penalty again. So everyone knows it is a roughing the kicker for the third signaled time. Guerra signaled for the personal foul. And so what will happen here is the Vikings kick off from the Jarrell 45. Deep are Schomburg and Warren about the 11-yard line for the Cougars here in the YourPersonalMD.net third quarter of Jarrell Cougar football on SHN Sports. Coach Davidson scooting the front lineup right to the 35-yard line to be prepared for the onside kick. Vikings line up. Erickson makes his approach, takes a walk, and now he's going to run. And he kicks it onside. It gets a big bounce, but it's fielded at the 31-yard line by the Cougars. A nice kick by Erickson there. It went about 7 or 8 yards and right about the 36-yard line. It takes a high hop over the front line defender, gets to the second level, and one of the Cougars is able to fall on it right at the 31-yard line. And so Jarrell takes over the ball with 7 minutes and 57 seconds left in the third quarter at their own 31-yard line. Jarrell Rodriguez back in at quarterback. Warren, number 1, Derek Warren, joins him in the backfield. 3 receivers split left on the near side for the Cougars. 1 receiver wide right, Pursley on the far side. Rodriguez has Warren to his left. He'll take the shotgun snap, stick it in the belly of Warren. He cuts now to the outside the hash marks, cuts it up at the 32, 33, 34. And he keeps dragging a player up past the 35 to the 36-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5 yards. Warren turned a lot of nothing into something there. What a great job there as he drug a defender from about the 33-yard line for 3 additional yards. He gets a gain of 5 up to the 36 of Jarrell. And that'll bring up 2nd and 5. Warren now offset to the right of Rodriguez. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Quick pass to number 24, Guerra, and another late hit. Leading with the head is number 1, Powers, and nothing called. Unbelievable. But a great job by Guerra. Takes the pass from Rodriguez, gets it up to the 44-yard line. A first down for Jarrell on the pass from Rodriguez to Guerra. Great job there. It'll be a 1st and 10 from their own 44. Rodriguez has 3 receivers right. Puts it in Warren's belly from the left. He goes outside the right to the far side hashes. Stops at the numbers. Now he cuts back up. Breaks a tackle up to the 45, 50, 45. And a first down as he gets all the way to the 45 of Lago Vista. And blow the clock dead as the yellow flags come a-flying. Here it goes on the penalty here. We'll see what gets called. It's going to be holding on the Cougars. So that'll negate the 10-yard run. Make that 11-yard run by Warren. So instead of a 1st and 10, it'll be 1st and 20 now for the Cougars. Let's see where they mark it off from. It looks like they marked it from the 46. So maybe about a 1st and 18. They're going to go from the spot of the play of the foul. So it'll be 1st and 18 from the 36-yard line. A loss of 8 on the penalty. So it'll be 1st and 18 from their own 36-yard line. 6:48 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. Rodriguez with Warren off to his left side. Looks like Compton on his right. Make that Guerra. He's going to hand it to Warren. Cross to the right side, past the 40 to the 45, and blow the whistle dead as he got about a 9-yard gain up to the 45, and another penalty thrown on the play. We'll see what the call is here. Great run there by Warren, but it's negated. Another hold on the Cougars, and that's going to be detrimental as we are going backwards instead of forwards. Penalties costly here for the Cougars. Instead of 1st and 18 now, we're going to be backed up down to the 31-yard line. So another loss of 5 yards on the holding penalty. So 2 holding penalties there in a row cost the Cougars back to the 31-yard line. They've got to get to the 46-yard line of Lago Vista for a first down. So it'll be about 1st and 23 to go for the Cougars. Rodriguez snap back, hands the ball to Warren around the left side to the near side hash marks. Outside the numbers, chopped down to the 32, but he keeps his feet. Now past the 40 to the 43-yard line where he's thrown out of bounds. What a nice run there by Warren. He gets all the way up to the Jarrell 43-yard line. That's a gain of about 12 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Nice run by Warren. He's just back to his ways of getting some crafty yards. He's got that ability to break tackles and make people miss, and does a good job. 43-yard line now for the Cougars. 2nd and 11. Rodriguez with Warren in the backfield. Stops quickly, fakes the pass. Now he'll roll out to the right side. On the run, he passes, and it's almost picked off by Hurley. Luckily, Pursley got a hand in there and broke that up. It was a little behind the receiver, and it'll be an incompletion as the offensive receiver turned into a defensive back there to break it up. So it'll bring up 3rd and 11 now for the Cougars. 3rd and 11 from their own 43-yard line. 5 minutes, 56 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Warren now moves to the right side of Rodriguez in the shotgun. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Rodriguez takes a shotgun. He rolls out to the right. It looks like it's just a keeper, and he's taken out quickly at the 40, making the 39-yard line. It's going to be a loss of 4 and bring up a long 4th and 15 for the Cougars. And here comes the punt team for the Cougars from their own 39-yard line. And the 8th play, make it the 6th play of the drive, will be a punt after the 2 penalties negate plays. It'll be the 6th play here as the Cougars go from their own 31, only end up netting 8 yards there with the 2 holding penalties back-to-back. Schomburger in motion, comes out. Guerra's going to punt. He lets rip from the 29-yard line. Bounces at the 30 of Lago Vista, takes a Cougar bounce. A blindside block came there. No flag thrown. And it's going to be killed at the 20-yard line by the Cougars. So a nice punt by Guerra. as he kicks it all the way back and puts the Vikings back at their own 20. Surprise, no flag came there. They're cutting away on that, cutting out of that blindside block, and one of the defensive players for Lago Vista cut back and nailed one of the Cougar players, but no flag flies there. And so it'll be 1st and 10 with 5 minutes, 4 seconds left here in the third quarter. Lago Vista takes back over the ball at their own 20-yard line. They lead the ball game 42-16 over the Cougars. Some defensive substitutions made now as the Cougars get on the defensive end. They're going to get set here. And a handoff up the middle. It looks like to Parsons. Parsons passed the 20 to the 23, and he's stacked up there and drugged down. It'll give him the 24 on forward progress. It'll be a gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd and 6 now for the Vikings at their own 24-yard line. A lot of confusion on the players on Jarrell. One player trying to come off, and the coaches are signaling back on. So it was 11 on 10 there for a minute as they were trying to get their personnel set on the field. Jarrell comes back now on the line. They line up at the 24-yard line. 2nd and 6 for the Vikings. Pounds takes the snap. Quick pass out to the left to the 23. Catches it, gets out past the 25 to the 29, and taken out of bounds. They'll spot him generously at the 31-yard line, and that'll be another first down for the Vikings. A gain of 7 on the pass play for the Vikings. Pounds with a nice quick pass. And gets it to the receiver, and no one near him as he breaks away for the first down yardage. 1st and 10 from their own 31. Vikings have the ball. Pounds looks over to the left side. Coach is signaling on the far side for the plays to come in. He'll have 2 receivers right. Parsons lined up in the backfield behind him in the shotgun. Ball started on the far side. The receiver took off before the ball was even snapped. Nothing flown there. There'll be a run up the left side. It looks like Parsons took the ball. He'll be brought up after a gain of 1. Gets to the 32-yard line. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Vikings. The far receiver on the far sideline by himself. Before the ball even got snapped, he was 2 yards down the field. And no call there on the false start. And so the Vikings have it, 2nd and 9 from their own 32. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Now the winds seem to have shifted from the east to the west, as the flags are blowing in our face now instead of sideways. The ball is tipped off the receiver, intercepted by the Cougars down past the 30-25, hauled out of bounds at the 19, making the 18-yard line. What a great job trying to keep my eye on the defensive player for Jarrell that picked it off. I believe it. If he'll turn this way, it is number 14. That's going to be Brady Gola. He made a pick, kept it off the turf. He makes it on the run. The receiver tried to bring it down. It goes off of his fingertips. And Gola does a great job of intercepting the ball, returning it. And Jarrell takes over on the INT at their own 18-yard line. Another opportunity for Jarrell to cut into this score with 3 minutes, 14 seconds left in the third quarter. 18-yard line of Lago Vista. They take over 1st and 10. Rodriguez back. He's going to hang it up to the end zone. Near side corner. Schomburger turns around, fields the ball. Touchdown, Jarrell Cougars. Schomburger. What a great job. The defensive back never looked back. Schomburger turns his back, fields the ball, and Rodriguez hung it up there for him for the touchdown. And the Cougars now cut it back to 20, 42-22 with 3 minutes, 8 seconds. And that's what you got to give some credit to the Cougar coaches. What a great job there. You get the interception, you go quickly, you take your shot at the end zone. Schomburger makes it pay off as he hauls it in for the 18-yard touchdown reception. Jesus Perez back for the extra point. Snap is back and good, and up through the uprights and good. Cuts the lead back to 19 points, 42-23. Lago Vista leads. And here we go with another yellow flag. So is the field goal good? Is it not? And we'll wait for the signal. Offsides on the defense, again on the field goal. They're going to decline the penalty, take the extra point, and so it stays 42-23. The Cougars on a one-play, 18-yard strike from Heron Rodriguez to Schomburger. Joseph Schomburger holds it in, and I'm going to call that wrong. Yeah, it is Joseph Schomburger. I always stick to that last name because it's so long, and he did a great job there. Staying in attention, focused on the ball. The defensive back didn't turn around with him, and he hauls it in under pressure for the touchdown. We'll take a quick break. Be back with the kickoff from Jarrell to the Vikings here with 3:08 left in the third quarter on SHN Sports. Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football here in the YourPersonalMD.net third quarter. Jesus Perez tees the ball up at the 40-yard line. The Cougars have cut the lead back to 19, 42-23 after a big interception by Brady Gola. Takes it back to the 18, and Heron Rodriguez wastes no time hitting Schomburger for the 18-yard touchdown. The Cougars go to kick off. Jesus Perez gets it away, and it's all the way through the back of the end zone. Bounces on the back goal line for the touchback. And that's where Lago Vista will take over with 3 minutes, 8 seconds left here in the third quarter at their own 25-yard line. Heron Rodriguez went down on a late hit, the first possession of the second half. But Edgar wasted no time stepping in, ran it down. Edgar gets a 7-yard touchdown run to score the first touchdown of the second half. But then Rodriguez has come back in the ballgame and done a good job of running the offense here for the Cougars, and he caps it off that 18-yard one-play drive and the touchdown pass to Schomburger in the near side corner. Now the Vikings set. 2 receivers left, 2 right. You got number 6 in motion. The ball's on the ground. Pounds goes to hand it off to number 6. The ball squirts out, and it's recovered by the Vikings. Looks like it's going to be a loss of 4 back to the 21-yard line. He tried to hand the ball off to number 6. Lost number 6. Where did he go? Yetley. Yetley couldn't hold on. The exchange was not good, and that'll be a loss of 4 yards back to the 21-yard line for the Vikings. 2nd and 14 now. Pounds in the shotgun. He's going to keep it. He goes up the middle, jumps the defensive back, runs over a linebacker, and finally taken down about the 28-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 7. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 now for the Vikings at their own 28-yard line. Nice little run there by Pounds. And it brings up a 3rd and 7. 2 minutes on the board left here in the third quarter. Vikings lead at 42-23. Pounds takes the snap. He's going to go to the left. Now pitch it to Parsons on the run. Parsons going to take a load, but get knocked out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. That's going to bring up a 4th down now for the Vikings. So they're stopped at their own 32. A nice little pitch there, and that's going to bring out the punting unit. So the defense holds. They take advantage of the mishandled handoff that they recover it, but it was a loss, and that put the Vikings on the defensive back in the 1st and 2nd and 14, and they just don't recover there as Parsons gets knocked out at the 32-yard line. After a gain of 4, brings up 4th and 3 from the 32-yard line of Lago Vista. Their punt formation is in. They're going to snap the ball. And it's a fake. He's running around the right side of the 28. Now he's taken out at the 30-yard line. No go. It's a loss of 2 yards on the fake punt. Number 99, Erickson, gets wrangled down at the 30. Momentum. Here you come. Keep knocking, baby. The Cougars take over at their own 30-yard line. The fake punt is no good. Erickson could not get around the corner, and he got shut down quickly. Oh, Erickson took a lick, too, on that fake punt. And so it goes for a loss of 2. Back to the 30-yard line on the fake punt. Put a star by that one. The fake punt is no bueno for the Vikings. Jarrell takes over. 1 minute, 15 seconds left in the third quarter from their own 30. Rodriguez drops back. Now he's going to scramble out to the left, past the 30, down to about the 26-yard line. He runs out of bounds, avoiding the hit. At the 26, maybe the 25. I can't see with the huddle of players on the sideline. Looks like it's going to be a gain of 4 down to the 26-yard line for Rodriguez. A great job there. Gain of 4 brings up 2nd and 6 for the Cougars. 1 minute, 7 seconds left on the clock. 2 running backs in the backfield. He's going to pull it out and run it up the middle. Rodriguez gets around about the 15 to the 10, hit from behind and driven down at the 9-yard line, make it to 8. A big first down run for Rodriguez. Make that a second down run, and he breaks it for a first down and goal from the 8-yard line of Lago Vista. Great decision there on the keeper by Rodriguez. He pulls it out of the belly of Warren and scampers all the way down to the 8-yard line. And it's now going to be a snap and a looks like a handoff for Warren. He's going to lose 2 yards back to the 10. So it'll be first and goal from the 10-yard line. Nice 18-yard run by Rodriguez there on the keeper to get it down to first and goal. But a loss of 2 there on Warren. And that'll bring up second and goal from the 10. And it looks like the Cougars will just take their time here and let the clock run out. 14 seconds and counting on the game clock here remaining in the third quarter. 42-23. And now they're going to blow it. And let's see if they take the snap. Rodriguez does. He's going to hand it to Warren. Nope, he keeps it. Take it up the middle. 10 down to the 5. Gets hit, driven back. Where are they going to spot him? Looks like they're spotting about the 7. They don't give me much momentum. And now the pile up. Players pushing and shoving. Make sure what's going on here. The big old dog pile going on. Rodriguez stopped at the 7. So to bring up third and goal from the 7-yard line when we come back for the fourth quarter. 42-23, the Cougars trail the Vikings by 19 with the fourth quarter left to play. They have got a third and goal from their own 7-yard line when we come back here on SHN Sports. Back here on SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. I'm Wally Harmon here in the booth at a Cougar Stadium here in Jarrell, Texas. We get ready for the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Georgetown Jewelry, Ricky Poe and the fine folks at Georgetown Jewelry sponsoring Jarrell Cougar football. This fourth quarter sponsor. Georgetown Jewelry is proud supporter of Jarrell Cougar football. For all your jewelry needs, including weddings, visit Georgetown Jewelry online at georgetownjewelry.com. or in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown. Our Bank of Jarrell. When you do business with our bank, our community bankers will take the time to listen to your personal financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will allow you to achieve these goals. We have solutions for your personal and business needs, or a combination of the two. Visit ourbank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. The Cougars come back on the field. Now it's going to be Edgar at the quarterback position. First and goal from the 7-yard line of Lago Vista. Shotgun snap. He's going to hand it off to Crathers. He comes around the right side, but he's going to be dropped for a loss about the 13-yard line. On the sweep, the jet sweep right, that's going to be Guerra, not Crathers. And so it's going to be fourth and goal from the 13-yard line after the loss of 6 there. Looks like the Cougars going to go for it. Down 19 with 11:33 left in the ball game. They got to get 6 or 7 on the board every time they touch it. The 3 are not going to help you right now. Pass is going to be thrown up for a jump ball in the end zone. And it's in and out of the receiver's hands as he's hit by the defensive back at the right time. Schomburger can't hold on as Rodriguez heaved it up for another jump ball. And it's no good. So we turn the ball over on downs with 11:21 left in the ball game. The Vikings will take over on their own 13-yard line after they make a nice goal line stand after the fake punt went awry. Incomplete pass there on fourth down. Turns it over. Lago Vista will take it over. 11:21 on the clock left in the ball game at their own 13-yard line. Jarrell tried to push it in there and just could not do it. Schomburger couldn't hold on to it after the contact, and it's incomplete for the turnover on downs. Vikings come back in. They're going to have two running backs in the backfield on either side of Pounds. 2 receivers right, 1 here to the near side left. Pounds will take the shotgun snap, put in the belly of Parsons. He comes to the left side, hit quickly at the 10. He breaks free and gets up to the 15-yard line where he's taken down by Jake Copeland. That'll be a gain of about, they're going to give him 3. They're going to spot him up at the 16-yard line. So 2nd and 7. 2nd and 7 for the Vikings from their own 16-yard line. Copeland did a good job there, wrapping up Parsons and not letting him get much further. A gain of 3 for Parsons. Same formation, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Pounds will take the snap. He's going to keep it. He goes around the left side outside the numbers 20, 25, 30. Breaks it up the sideline, 35, 40. Breaks a tackle and gets up to the 45-yard line where he's hauled down. And make it to 46, 47. The line judge is a good 30 yards back from the play and gives him a nice, generous spot out to the 47-yard line. So a 31-yard run by Pounds picks up another first down, and we've got a Cougar down on the field. The band kills the playing as the Cougar player is helped up. Can't tell if it's Edgar. I believe it's number 18. Aiden Edgar, he gets helped up, and he walks off the field under his own power. You can tell he took a good lick there. He's trying to regain his breath as the Vikings will be 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. 31-yard gain there by Pounds, the quarterback. Did a great job there. Pulled the ball out of Parsons' belly and kept it around the left side out to the numbers and just kept breaking tackles and running over players. He'll take the ball in the shotgun snap now. He'll stick it in the belly of Powers. Powers to the right side of the far side hash. Gets drugged down finally about the 47-yard line of Jarrell. A nice gain there of about 6 yards. They'll bring up 2nd and 4 now for the Vikings at the Jarrell 47-yard line. Powers with a nice run from the left side in the backfield. Cuts across the right side of the hash marks where he's taken down after that gain of 6. Shotgun snap here will be done again. 2 receivers left, 1 right for the Vikings. Now the handoff to Parsons. He goes to the right side, taken down quickly from behind for about a gain of, make it none. Great tackle at the line of scrimmage by the Cougar defense. No gain on the play, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Vikings from the 47 of Jarrell. Can't see who was the tackle was made by there on the far side. Maybe Brindle or Brenham Wilson. I'm not sure. He couldn't see him. He got back up and back to his position. Pounds is going to keep it around the 50 to the 45, 40, 35, cuts back to the numbers now, tries to make a spin, breaks a tackle, and finally gets stacked up at the 22-yard line, but a nice 25-yard run for Pounds, and another first down for the Vikings, and they keep the clock running, 9:18 on the clock while they set the chains. They'll start it back up. The Vikings lead the Cougars 42 to 23 with the clock rolling now here in the 4th quarter. Cougar defense getting worn out by the different running backs and running attack of these Vikings. They are just pounding the ball every play. Around the right side, around the left side, up the middle. And Pounds, Powers, and Parsons doing a great job for the Vikings. 2 receivers left now for the Vikings. 1 receiver on the far right side. 2 running backs either side of Pounds. He'll hand it to Parsons to the left side. Cuts it back up the middle, now to the right side hash marks. He breaks a tackle, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone for a 23-yard touchdown run. Parsons puts another touchdown on the board for the Vikings, and that young man is impressive. He stopped and cut back, and there was no catching him. 1 Cougar dove and tried to grab on and just couldn't hang on as Parsons took it into the end zone for the touchdown. That's going to push it to 48 to 23, a 25-point lead here in the 4th quarter for the Vikings. Erickson back on now for the extra point. A 25-yard touchdown run. And the extra point from Erickson is good. That makes the score 49 to 23. It's a 26-point lead for the Vikings, and they are not letting up here tonight. 8:42 left in the ball game. On a nice six-play drive, all the way from their 87-yard drive in 6 plays by the Vikings. The big runs there. Pounds had a 31-yard run and about a 22-yard run before the 25-yard touchdown run by Parsons. So Parsons takes it in for another touchdown and pushes that lead out for the Vikings to 26 points. And the Vikings now will set up to take the kickoff. They are going left to right on their radio dial here in the 4th quarter from the north to the south. as Erickson gets ready to tee the ball up at the 40-yard line. Eagle Auto Parts of Jarrell, WVE Vehicle Electronics, offering a portfolio of high-quality aftermarket vehicle electronics, including connectors, relays, solenoids, switches, emission, and ignition electronics. Building upon a foundation of premium full-line programs established under the NGK, Sparkplug, and NTK sensor brands, WVE products are rigorously tested and engineered to perform in import and domestic vehicles. For your vehicle electronic needs, choose WVE Vehicle Electronics, precision engineered to perform. Found at your hometown Eagle Auto Parts store in Jarrell, Texas. The kick fielded about the 26-yard line by the Cougars. They blow it dead as if it was a fair catch, and the ball will go over to the Cougars there at their own 26-yard line. 8 minutes, 41 seconds left here in the ball game. And the Cougars with a mountain of work to do as they trail by 26 here with 8:41 left. You just want to see at this point, do they give up? You want to see them keep pushing, trying to score, and just keep this fight going. Next week we go to Troy, playing on the road against a good Troy Trojans team that is 3-1 tonight. Troy is on the, let's see where Troy is playing, at Cameron Yo. What a battle there, 3-1. Troy goes to play Cameron Yo, that's 3-0 on their home field. And so they'll have a good, tough competition next week in Troy. Rodriguez takes the snap here. He hands it off to the running back. He cuts back to the right, up past the 25 to the 28, making the 29-yard line is where Rodriguez kept it. He didn't hand it off. He pulled it out and kept it to himself. He runs it up to the 30-yard line where it's going to be spotted. So a gain of 4 yards there for the Cougars brings up 2nd and 6. Rodriguez in the shotgun, Warren to his right. 3 receivers left now for the Cougars, 1 receiver to the right. Receivers get set on the left side. Rodriguez takes a snap. He'll hand it to Warren. Now he keeps it, pulls it out, and up the middle past the 30 to the 33, make it the 34-yard line. Near side spotting about 35, far side spotting about 34. We'll go with the 34-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd and 2 now for the Cougars. Got to get to the 36-yard line for the first down. Rodriguez with the keeper there. Look to the near side here to get the play call from the sideline. Now the receiver set up, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Schomburger by himself on the far side. Warren to the left of Rodriguez in the shotgun. Now he's going to hand it to Warren outside to the right hash marks. He's going to catch a block from Pursley. Cuts it back to the 35, now to the 40. Make it up to the 43, make it a 44-yard line. A nice hard run there by Derek Warren. He'll pick up 10 yards and a first down for your Jarrell Cougars. What a nice run there by Warren. I like to see the effort there as he's not giving up. He's trying to do his job running the ball for the Cougars. They pick up the plays from the sidelines on the right near side of the field. 2 receivers now move to the left side to join Schomburger. 3 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Warren to the left of Rodriguez, offset in the shotgun. Rodriguez takes the snap. He'll hand it to Warren. Warren stops, cuts back to the right, out to the 45, to the 50. Picks up a block around the 45, stops, makes a man miss, taken down at the 40-yard line. Number 12 right there just got shaken out of his shorts. Oh, Nathan Weichman. He thought he had Warren lined up for the big hit, and Warren did the old stop and go. Weichman found the dirt, and Warren found about 5 more yards. What a great run there by Warren. Down to the 39-yard line of Lago Vista for another Jarrell Cougar first down. And Warren, man, he just fun to watch that young man run. He cuts and dives and stops and goes just about as good as anyone I've seen this season in any of the games we've played here in Jarrell. Now Rodriguez has 2 receivers right. 1 receiver now in the motion to the left. He's going to take the jet sweep, and he's hit quickly for a big loss. They read that play there. It would have been nice to see Rodriguez pull that one out as he handed it off to number 11, Weston Miller. Miller popped instantly at the 48-yard line. A big loss from the 39 back to the 48 of Lago Vista, make it the 47. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 18 now for the Cougars. They're going backwards on that play there as the jet sweep got snipped out quickly by the Vikings. Rodriguez now back in the shotgun. He's going to hand it to Warren. Warren stops, cuts back to the left side, gets up past the 45 to the 44-yard line, gets back 3 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 15 now. All running plays here, running by Coach Davidson. Letting this clock run. We're down to 5 minutes, 55 seconds left in the ball game. Jarrell has the ball, 3rd and 15 from the Lago Vista 44. They got to get down to the 29-yard line for a first down. One receiver left. Schomburger split all the way to the far side of the field. 3 receivers right for the Cougars. Warren offset to the right side of Rodriguez. Shotgun snap. Here comes a blitz. Cut down by Warren. Rodriguez is going to scramble out. He's got Guerra on the run. He's going to heave it up and out of bounds for the incomplete pass. Rodriguez just a little late seeing Guerra as he was down the sideline. You lead him there. He may have been in for a touchdown, but nonetheless, it's incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down now. 4th and 15 from the 44 of Lago Vista. And the Cougars will go for it here. 4th and 15, a big play here with 5 minutes, 29 seconds left in the ball game. The Vikings lead it 49-23, 26-point lead here in the 4th quarter. Cougars get set back in the offensive formation. Shotgun snap. Rodriguez drops back, gets pressured. He's going to have to run now. He's going to have to make a man miss. He does. Gets up to the 40. Takes a shot to the head, and there comes the flag. Rodriguez may be done. What a horrible hit by the Viking. And finally a flag comes out as Rodriguez got hit in the head. Finally, you see the flag. You hate to see players get hurt, but what a horrible shot taken there by the defensive back of the Vikings. That player should be ejected after the targeting. That was a clear shot at the head. We had a clear view. Luckily, the near side line judge threw his flag immediately. Warren was taken down. It is targeting. The player is ejected, and that's a good call there by the officials. It looks like number 4. Nope, number 30. Bryce Jackson, a sophomore, ejected from the ballgame on a targeting penalty. The sad thing is, Bryce Jackson holds himself up and makes a clean hit or doesn't make a cheap hit. They have the ball on a turnover on downs. Rodriguez stopped about the 40. You're going to be short by 11 yards of the first down, and now Jarrell gets a first down. Hopefully Rodriguez is okay. He took a shot there to the head. But he is going to stay in the ball game as the penalty is thrown at the 40. 15-yard penalty. Now Jarrell will get the ball at the 25 of Lago Vista with a 1st and 10. I've been talking about it all game. Late hits coming, and it just you hate to see it, and you hope it's not coached. You would hope that would be coached out of these players, but a cheap shot there by Bryce Jackson. Not only was he well short of the first down, Rodriguez was almost on his back already, and Bryce just lowers his helmet and goes helmet to helmet, targeting on Rodriguez, and deservedly booted out of the ball game. Just don't like to see kids get hurt. What a dangerous play. And just I hope Rodriguez is fine. He stayed on the field, but he immediately looked over to the sideline and pointed at his helmet like, Coach, what in the world? And so now it looks like the Lago Vista coaches are arguing what has occurred. If it's true to the upper NFL and NCAA, Bryce Jackson will miss the rest of this ball game and the first half of next week's ball game for Lago Vista if it's the same suspension. If it happens in the second half, you miss the rest of that half and the first half of the next game. And so they're talking it out now. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Good to see Rodriguez still in the ball game, getting up. He got up a little slow there and pointed straight to his helmet. And so have 6 coaches from Lago Vista out on the field. Someone said something there that didn't make the referee happy. Now he's turned and headed right back over to talk to the coach on the far sideline about the 35-yard line. Somebody said something. The 6 coaches were finally leaving the field so we can get on with the ball game, and somebody said something to grab that referee's attention as he quickly turned around and headed right back over to the coach. And now they meet at the 35-yard line on the far side numbers. Jarrell sitting at the 25-yard line ready to take the snap, just waiting for the ball to be put into play. So at the 25-yard line, we have a penalty there at the 1st down and 10. That's some targeting there. And now Rodriguez will take the shotgun snap. Warren to his right. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. He'll pull it in and pull it back out. The throw is low onto the outside. And there goes another player for Lago Vista carrying on after the penalty. And after the play, no play flag thrown. It's just I'm embarrassed right now for the Lago Vista Viking players that are playing just poor sportsmanship being displayed here this late in the ballgame, leading by 26 as number 6, Noah Yetley. The whistle had blown, and a good 2 or 3 steps later is slamming someone to the ground, and no flag thrown. Rodriguez back in the shotgun. 3 receivers left. He's going to back up 4 or 5 yards, looks to throw, and now he's blitzed by 4 Vikings. He's going to scramble for his life, cuts back across the 30, 25, back to the 23-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2 after all that running. Rodriguez just running for his life at that point, and it brings up a 3rd and 8 for the Cougars on the 23-yard line of Lago Vista. 3rd and 8 now. Rodriguez looking over to the sideline for the play. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left in the ball game. The clock runs with 3 receivers now to the right. Schomburg, the lone receiver, to the left. Warren off right set on the right side of Rodriguez. He'll take the shotgun snap, and he'll roll out here to the right side. He's going to throw on the run into the end zone. Crathers is going to run for it. He's pushed from behind down, and the pass is incomplete as Yetley signals incomplete pass to Crathers. It'll be incomplete. Bring up 4th down now. 4th and 8 for the Cougars at the Viking 23-yard line. On the incompletion. Nice little play there, but just no luck as Crathers made a diving attempt, but took a couple of paws in the back, got shoved down, unable to make the catch there. And it brings up a final opportunity here. 4th and 8 from the 23 of Lago Vista. Jarrell down 26 points, 23-49. To the Vikings, who have just run the ball and dominated this game from the offensive side and with the running attack. Rodriguez with Warren offset to his right. He'll take the snap. Quick pack. Now he's going to throw it up to the end zone. Schomburger goes up for it, catches it at the 1, and gets into the end zone. The defensive back never turned around again. He was watching Schomburger and not looking for the ball, and Schomburger catches the pass. It's going to be a 23-yard touchdown pass from Rodriguez to Schomburger. That's going to cut the lead to 20, 49-29 with 4:16 left in the ball game. 2-7, a deadly combo there for the 23-yard touchdown pass. That's their second hookup earlier in the game, but it was an 18-yard pass on the same type of play. The snap is up and kick is up and blocked by the Vikings. Picked up and now rumbling outside the 10 to the 15 and out of bounds will be the Viking player about the 33-yard line. And so the extra point is blocked. The kick is no good. And so the Vikings will get the ball back on the kickoff. That will come from the Perez and the Cougars. Now, all that to be said, the penalty is thrown on the far side of the field, offsides on the Vikings, and the Cougars will try the field goal again. 3rd time in the second half now that the Vikings have been offsides on the extra point attempt. And so the Cougars have a chance here to get the point back as Perez unable to get the kickoff in time and got blocked. But didn't count as the penalty had been thrown on the far side. 4:16 left here in the ball game. 49-29. The Vikings lead your Cougars by 20. Aiden Edgar back for the hold. He's spotted about the 9-yard line. Perez sets the shotgun snap, and it's down. The kick is up and through the uprights, and good. It'll cut the lead back to 19, 49-30, as Jesus Perez knocks through another extra point. And the Cougars will kick off with 4:16 left here in the ballgame. A nice drive there, kept alive by the big play. It was on the 8th play of the drive. Rodriguez scrambles for about a 4-yard gain on 4th down. Clearly not going to make it. And Jackson of Lago Vista called for targeting helmet to helmet at Rodriguez. He's ejected from the ballgame, and the Cougars got a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line of Lago Vista, and they made it count on a finally make a pass there, a 23-yard pass and completion for a touchdown to Schomburger from Rodriguez. And it cuts it back to 19 points deficit for the Cougars. Both teams setting up for the kickoff here as the Cougars on the near side huddle up about the 45-yard line. On the opposite side, on the Lago Vista 45 on the far side of the field, they huddle up preparing for the kick return. Lago Vista has to be prepping, thinking an onside kick is coming here as the ball game whittles down, the time down to 4:16 and a 19-point deficit for the Cougars. So we'll see what they do. Jesus Perez, the kicker, will tee it up at his own 40-yard line. Lago Vista tonight We'll have to look at some of these runs, but Pounds and Parsons have done some damage. They came into the game as the leading rushers. Buck Pounds had 48 rushes for 314 yards, a 6.54-yard average, 6 TDs, and a long of 58 yards. And old Logan Parsons, he has done the damage tonight. He's had 25 carries for 298 yards, an 11.92-yard rushing average. Onside kick comes from Perez. It's fielded and fallen on at the 46-yard line by Lago Vista. Good recovery there. The defense kick return team, hands team, did their job. And Lago Vista takes over at their own 46-yard line with 4:13 left here in the ball game. First and 10 from their 46. Perez had a nice kick there. It just rambled along the ground. No hop, though, to get through. But it gets to the front line. They close the gate, and the back's second line take the ball and fall on it at the 46 on the far side hash marks. First and 10, the Vikings take over on their own 46-yard line. 4:13 left in the ball game. The Vikings lead your Cougars 49-30 in this District 10 battle to open up district play. Pounds takes the shotgun snap, pitches it to Logan on the run outside the numbers of 40 to the 45. Taken out quickly about the 47-yard line. Just a gain of 1 for Logan Parsons, and the clock stays running as he's taken down in bounds. That'll bring up 2nd and 9 now for the Vikings at their own 47-yard line. Still in the no huddle, but they take their time now as they all look to the right side and try to get the play call from Coach Creighton Phillips of Lago Vista. Cougars do some substitution as Derek Warren comes off the field for the Cougars. Parsons in the shotgun, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Parsons on his right side. Pounds is going to pull it, run it up the middle. He's tripped up about the 48, 49, falls forward to midfield. So a gain of 3 yards there for Parsons, and it brings up a 3rd and 5 now, make it a 3rd and 6 for the Vikings from midfield. They got to get to the 44-yard line of Jarrell. 3rd and 6 now for the Vikings. Pounds looks over for the call. He's got Parsons in the backfield behind him. Parsons will set off to the left side of Pounds now. Make it back to the right side. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Pounds in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, and now he'll go off to the right side on a quarterback keeper out to the 45. Cuts it back to the 40 and taken down at the 39-yard line. Make it to 38 with forward progress, and that'll be a first down for the Vikings. A nice run of 12 yards by Pounds, and that keeps the drive alive for Lago Vista. First down and 10 from the 38 of Jarrell. 2 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock and counting. Couple of Cougars in, a couple of Cougars out here as the substitutions made on both sides of the ball. 2 receivers right now for the Vikings, 1 to the left. The lone receiver left, number 11, Jordan Tate, all by himself. Two running backs in the backfield with Buck Pounds. He'll take the shotgun snap, hand it to Parsons around the left side. Oh, and a big face mask thrown. Finally, it comes in. Number 77, Jake Copeland, grabbed the face mask and made the tackle. He quickly goes back to the player and helps him up, and you could tell it wasn't intentional as he grabbed Parsons' face mask and brought him down. It's a loss on the play, but the penalty called. The face mask, kind of funny, the near side official didn't even see it. He waited a couple seconds and then threw it. No one else threw the penalty. But it'll be called here. Personal foul, face mask on Jake Copeland. Made a good attempt there to make the tackle. Just unlucky there as he grabbed the face mask of Parsons. Parsons was dropped for about a 2-yard loss, 3-yard loss, but it turns into a 15-yard gain on the play. That'll bring up a 1st and 10 at the Jarrell 27-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Vikings. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left now. Powers the lone setback behind Pounds. He'll take the handoff. Pounds will keep it, pull it out the outside of the hash marks. Down past the 25-20, cuts it back, and now to the left side to the hash marks to the 15, 10, 5. Into the end zone for another touchdown. Pounds made a great decision there on the option. Pulls it out of Powers' stomach and runs it. Tongues up the right side, cuts it back to the left, and Pounds just shows his versatility there as the Vikings score again with 1:48 left in the ballgame. 55-30, a 25-point lead now after a 27-yard touchdown run by Buck Pounds for the Vikings. Erickson in to try the extra point for the Vikings. His kick is up. Screams through, low line drive, and it is good. And that extends the lead to 26, 56-30 with 1:48 left here in the ball game. The Cougar defense just having a time of their lives trying to stop this running attack by the Vikings. Georgetown Jewelry presents the fourth quarter here at Jarrell Cougar Football on SHN Sports. They are the proud supporter of Jarrell Cougar Football. For all of your jewelry needs, including weddings, visit Georgetown Jewelry online at georgetownjewelry.com or in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown. Ricky Poe and Georgetown Jewelry supporting your Jarrell Cougars. Our Bank of Jarrell. When you do business with our bank, our community bankers will take the time to listen to your financial needs and desires in order to help you create unique solutions that will allow you to achieve these goals. We have solutions for your personal and business needs or a combination of the two. Visit ourbanktexas.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And also brought to you in part by Papa John's Pizza of Jarrell, Texas, located on I-35 in Jarrell, Texas. Papa John says, "Go Cougars." 1 minute, 48 seconds left in the ball game. 56-30. The Vikings lead the Cougars. Cougars are going to fall to 3-2 on the season and 0-1 in district play. The Lago Vista Vikings will move to 4-1 on the season and 1-0 in district play after tonight's ball game. Erickson sets up, 3 yards drop back, and he's going to kick from the 40-yard line. He's going to pooch it down to about the 30-yard line, 28. Where it's going to be fielded on a fair catch by Edgar. And the Cougars will start their last possession with 1:48 left here in the ball game from their own 28-yard line. Erickson not giving Schomburg or Warren any chance to make a return tonight by kicking the ball deep. Everything has been from the 20 to about the 40 other than the onside kick, keeping it out of the hands of two of the dangerous return men for the Cougars. Substitutions on the defensive end of the ball for the Vikings. A lot of different players now coming in as the Vikings lead it by 26 with 1:48 left in the ball game. The Cougars get the call, break the huddle from the near side, and back onto the field. Heron Rodriguez, Warren, the running back, joins him in the backfield. One receiver, Schomburg, split left. 3 receivers right on the near side for the Cougars. Rodriguez takes the snap. Bootleg here to the right. He's going to run back, set up the screen to Warren. Warren's going to field it, 30, 35. He cuts behind a couple of blocks to the 40, 43, and he's driven out of bounds about the 43-yard line there. Another late hit by number 18 of the Vikings, and somehow he sneaks out without another penalty called. But a first down on the screen pass to Warren for the Cougars. They get it all the way out to the 44-yard line where they'll sit back up. 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. 1 minute, 36 seconds left here in the ball game. Rodriguez takes the shotgun snap. He backs up 3 or 4 yards. He's looking to pass. Now he's going to have to scramble. Scrambles up to the 40. Stops. Cuts back. Now he comes back across the hash marks to the middle of the field. Cuts to the 50. Spins out of a tackle and drives the pile all the way down to the 45 on the near side spot. 44 on the far side. Let's see where they mark it. Nonetheless, it'll be a first down for the Cougars. 1 minute, 23 seconds on the clock. Clock stops while they set the chains. It'll be set at the 45-yard line of Lago Vista. And it'll be a timeout here called by Coach Davidson. A nice 11-yard run for Rodriguez as he scrambled. He dropped back 4 or 5 yards there, looking to make a pass downfield and had to scramble to save his life. And he does so with an 11-yard run and a first down for the Cougars. Ball spotted at the 45 of Lago Vista as the Cougars take a timeout. YourPersonalMD.net strives to be the real family doctor and desires to use their skills to provide high-quality care in a setting that will provide satisfaction for both ourselves and our patients. Visit YourPersonalMD.net. Go Cougars. Our Bank of Jarrell, Eagle Auto Parts of Jarrell, Georgetown Jewelry, and Papa John's Pizza of Jarrell, Texas, all sponsors of tonight's broadcast of Jarrell Cougar Football here on SHN Sports. 1 minute, 19 seconds now left in the ball game. Jarrell has the ball at the 45-yard line of Lago Vista, trailing 56-30 with a 1st and 10. Rodriguez with Warren set to his left. He goes in motion. Rodriguez drops back 4 or 5 yards. He's going to go downfield. He's got a man open. He goes up for it. Pass interference not going to be called. The receiver had to check up the ball, underthrown just a little bit as the defensive back runs into him. No flag thrown there. The coach is not too happy with that. It should have been a pass interference, but it's an incomplete pass. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 45-yard line of Lago Vista. Rodriguez with a good ball there, but he just underthrew by about a yard or two to Guerra, and the defensive back breaks it up prior to Guerra being able to haul it in. 2nd and 10 now from the 45. 1 minute, 11 seconds left on the clock. Rodriguez in the shotgun snap. Warren off to his right. 1 receiver right, 3 receivers left. Quick screen out to the outside of Schomburger. Schomburger turns and tries to run before he gets possession, and it's an incomplete pass. He drops it there about the 46-yard line, and it'll be incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 now for the Cougars at the 45-yard line of Lago Vista. Schomburg split far left. Schomburger split far left by himself. Now the formation's going to change. They get the play call. Now it's going to be 3 receivers left instead of 1. 1 receiver right. Warren offset to the left side of Rodriguez. In the shotgun snap, 3rd and 10 from the 45 of Lago Vista. They'll set up another screen. They're going to hit Warren about the 45. He's up to the 40. He's got a pack of blockers in front of him down to the 35-30. Gets down to about the 26-yard line where he's driven out of bounds. It'll be another 1st and 10 for the Cougars. A nice 19-yard pass play on the screen from Rodriguez to Warren. And the Cougars set up with 58 seconds left in the ballgame as Warren gets out of bounds to stop the clock. 1st and 10 from the 26 of Lago Vista. I tell you what, the screen pass, 2 plays on this drive. The screen pass has been indefensible by the Vikings. 2 big gains. Ramon Rodriguez comes in for Guerra as he limps off to the near sidelines. For the Cougars, Rodriguez steps back. He's going to throw it up into the end zone. Schomburger runs for it, but it's just outside of his reach, about a yard or 2 overthrown. And it's incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the 26-yard line of Lago Vista. Nice attempt there from Rodriguez. Just not enough air under it as Schomburger tries to run it down, but can't get there. 2nd and 10 now from the 26-yard line. Rodriguez looks over to the side. Plays being signaled in. 52 seconds left in the ballgame. 56-30. The Vikings lead the Cougars. They have come out and their running offense attack has just put on a show tonight. Cougar offense now trying to battle back to cut the lead. Rodriguez rolls out to the right. He's going to have to tuck it and run for his life. Gets past the 30, back to the 27. It'll be a loss of 1 on the sack, as he can't get back to the line of scrimmage, and the coverage downfield was blanketing the defensive backs for Lago Vista. Just covered up all the receivers and didn't let them get a chance for Rodriguez to make the throw. Like to see it here. 3rd and 11. That screen pass to Warren has worked twice like a charm. 3 receivers now will go to the left. It'll be Pursley. Make it Weston Miller, Schomburger, and Ramon Rodriguez. Pursley lone right by himself here. Rodriguez, bad snap. Tries to pick it up, and the blitz comes in. And Rodriguez taken down on the sack all the way back to the 31-yard line. And that's going to be the ball game. The clock runs out on the sack. The loss of 4 yards there as the ball game comes to an end. 56-30. The Vikings win it tonight over the Jarrell Cougars. The Vikings running attack just put on a show here in Jarrell. But the Cougars didn't give up, and now they've got to prepare this week as they face a tough Troy Trojans team on the road on October 4th at 7:30 p.m. here on SHN Sports. We'll take a quick break, come back with some final stats and thoughts before we send it to the studio for the night. You're listening to Jarrell Cougar Football on SHN Sports. Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Jarrell Cougar football. The Cougars fall tonight to the Lago Vista Vikings 56-30 on their own home field. The Cougars fall to 3-2 on the season, 0-1 in district play, while the Vikings improved to 4-1 on the season and 1-0 in district play. Next week, the Cougars will go to Troy and take on the Troy Trojans on the road, and the Lago Vista Vikings will be at home against the Little River Academy Bumblebees. Some impressive things I saw here by the Vikings. Number 20, Parsons, had a touchdown run of 64 yards, a touchdown run of 19 yards, a touchdown run of 38 yards, and a touchdown run of 25 yards. Parsons came into the ballgame with only 2 touchdowns on the season and 25 carries for 298 yards. Adding those 4 touchdowns up, just the touchdowns alone, he's well over 100 yards of rushing, close to 150 yards of rushing on the touchdowns, and puts up 4 more touchdowns on his numbers. Buck Pounds, the quarterback, right behind him. He had a touchdown run of 27 yards and a 77-yard touchdown pass from Buck Pounds to number 5, Sam Hurley. A beautiful pass that just got over the head of Crathers for the touchdown for the Vikings. And just the power running, they did their job. Number 5, Hurley had the rushing touchdown to start scoring for the Vikings, a 12-yard touchdown run. Number 1, Lane Powers, had a 6-yard touchdown run. Logan Parsons had 4 touchdown runs. Buck Pounds had a touchdown run. And so a lot of different weapons there. Those 3 guys, it's funny on the sheet, Pounds, Parsons, and Powers, the 3 top rushers for the Vikings that I had been reading about all week and studying. Hurley, the kick returner, does a good job. He had a touchdown run. He had the touchdown pass. He had 2 touchdowns. And so the Vikings just put on a display tonight, and the Cougars just couldn't keep up with them. The more punts tonight than the Cougars have had all year long. They just couldn't get past some of the defensive schemes of the Vikings, and they did a good job of putting pressure on Rodriguez and not letting Rodriguez have time to set up and make his throws. And so just a rough night all around. Warren had another good game. He had a touchdown run to start the ball game, a 31-yard touchdown scamper. Jesus Perez had the 37-yard field goal. Let's see here as I flip over. Aiden Edgar had a 7-yard touchdown run as he came in on the series for Rodriguez to open up the third quarter after the beautiful onside kick by Perez and Schomburger fielding that. Then the Cougars come back and they throw the interception, only the second one of the year for Rodriguez. The next possession they have to punt, turn around, and then they get a nice touchdown pass, Rodriguez to Schomburger on the north end of the field on the near side. He throws it up, and Schomburger goes and gets it. And then later in the fourth quarter, Schomburger gets another ball on the far side corner, thrown up by Rodriguez. The old go and get it up in the corner, and he did a good job of not tipping off the defensive back. He wasn't able to stay with it and watch the pass and defend the ball very well. And Schomburger got the 2 touchdown receptions there. So Schomburger did a good job tonight. A couple of drop balls that he would love to have back where he started running a little bit quick. But all around, Schomburger had a good ball game. And so the Cougars battle, but they fall tonight at home, 56-30. The Vikings, a tough team, and will be interesting to watch them as they battle through this season with the running attack that they have. It reminded me a lot of and not the style and the same scheme as the Liberty Hill Panthers, but just a 4 or 5 headed snake that just attacks you from all angles. You have so many weapons between Pounds and Parsons and Powers and Hurley, just so many weapons that can run the ball, and they're so elusive and not afraid to drop a shoulder and run over people, but yet at the same time spin and jump and outrun you and use their speed. And so a great job tonight by the Vikings and a good battle here on the Cougar field. but they got to go back to work. The Cougars dropped that, like I said, back to 3-2 now in the season, 0-1 in district play as they prepare next week. We'll be on the radio about 7:15 from Troy, Texas, where the Troy Trojans will host the Jarrell Cougars in District 10 play next week. The Lago Vista Vikings will be at home against the Bumblebees of Little River Academy. Thank you for joining us tonight. We thank our sponsors, Georgetown Jewelry, Rob Hip Insurance, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, and Josh Harris for all they do for Jarrell Cougar football and SHN Sports. YourPersonalMD.net, Eagle Auto Parts of Jarrell, Papa John's Pizza of Jarrell, and our Bank of Jarrell. We thank our sponsors and what they do to allow us to bring you high school football here in Texas and just showcase these athletes and enjoy the opportunity to share this time with you here on SHN Sports. For all of us at SHN Sports, we thank you for listening and have a good weekend.